Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. Yes, today we are doing diagnosis, a chance for me to dive into your tactics. Yes, your saves, your tactics, share some thoughts. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the stream, Sean the Militant. You, good day, good day, good day, good day to everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Yes, Wednesdays, middle of the week. You don't know if you're going to have a great weekend yet. You're still trying to figure out what's going on in the whole week. And I miss being a kid in school. Hey, Wansik, thanks for your incredible 81-month streak, brother. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic time at home with your family. Hope you're safe. Hope you can travel back. Hope the island is still there when you go there. We know what we're talking about. Stay in touch, mate. Have a good one. Have a great time. And thanks for popping in and resubbing. And thanks for being part of the family for such a long time, man. Such a long time. That has to be a record of such. Yeah. Yeah, I know, man. Oh, man, we gotta have a chat, man. I need to know what the perspective is for you over there. Yeah, one of these days we'll hop on. We'll have a chat. We'll talk. Yeah, it's like a very, very, very crazy time. But I think I think anybody out there who's wondering what's going on in the world, I'm going to show you something, right? I'm going to show you something very simple. Some people are probably going to think, yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, but listen. Okay, I want you to go and do a search, right? For example, a simple search on the internet, right? Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go in and you're going to basically do a search. Because right now, most of the search engines have got AI overviews enabled, right? I mean, Google has it. Okay, so you go in and you just say, explain the dollarization of the world economy. What does that mean? I mean, why is the dollar, US dollar, so widely used? And you get a really neutral answer. Okay. Now, after that, explain what will happen when de-dollarization occurs. Meaning, what will happen with de-dollarization? Nothing much, no. You don't get like an explanation. You get something like this. What will be the impact of a rise of adoption of the digital yen on the current SWIFT system? Which is the principal way all digital transactions are done nowadays, right? We use the digital transaction, use SWIFT. Basically, if I was in business right now and I decided, hey, you know what? I want to buy something from Italy, okay? So I'm in Singapore, I want to buy something in Italy, I need lira. So it will go through a few hops along the way. So you'll go to my bank in Singapore, you'll talk to the gateway bank, and then after that, it'll switch all the way back to the bank in Italy, and then finally to the manager that's doing the fund manager is doing the transaction. Along the way, everybody takes a bit of a small cut. Have you ever wondered why it's so expensive? You know, when you buy something, right? You got a lot of knock on, right? They give you the cost, and suddenly why is the currency differential not like what I see on the bank sheet, right? So it's usually more expensive. So what's that? And then in China, they have got the yuan, the digital yuan. So that's different because in the West, the banks and the tech companies fight over the money. Yeah. But in China, no such thing. Yeah. In China, basically what happens is you buy yuan from the central bank. It doesn't matter. It's like you can transact with this. You just convert your money to digital yuan and you can use it for anything like on WeChat and all that stuff and buy it, and you don't pay a transaction cost. There's no transaction costs, right? So it's widely adopted there. It's very efficient, and compared to SWIFT, which is the digital one that we're using all over the world. And this is one of the main, and I'm surprised that a lot of people who are complaining about tariffs and all that don't see the big picture. The big picture is, in the last 10 years, okay, the gold, central banks have been buying up a lot of gold. Now, why do banks buy gold? Because currency is paper. It's based on the goodwill of the country. Hey, you know what? We're strong. We got strong economy. We have a strong economy. We got businesses. We're making lots of money. We're stable. We're a great democracy. So they all believe, okay, all right. Like Singapore, the dollar is very strong because the government is strong, economy is strong, right? Some countries you've seen their economies collapse, right? Because of super high inflation. So basically, in a nutshell, what it means is when your country's currency, de facto currency, which is just a worthless piece of paper, there's basically a promise that I'll give you this value, which is pegged to nothing. Okay, nothing in the world. Huh? Okay, based on my good word as a government. Now, when that fails, countries start putting money into gold. So the last 10 years, between 2021 and 2021, the amount of gold central banks have been adding to their reserves is crazy. Okay, it's crazy. It's one of the principal reasons why the price of gold has been shooting through the roof. And I've been telling all my friends for the last 3 years, what the fuck buying US dollars for? Why are you investing here? Just go and park your money in gold. You make 4 or 5 times that. I mean, don't take my advice for it. Now it's a bit late because gold prices are dropping. So, you know, you're a bit late to the party by now. So everyone's parking. Banks are putting their money in gold. Why? I give you a story. In 1971, the UK basically told America, hey, you know what? We need your money. We need money. We need to pay up, sucker. We need to pay up, sucker, because back in those days, the dollar was pegged to the gold. So it's $35 per ounce of gold. But the UK wanted money, because you pay up, sucker. Okay. And then they wanted in gold. That caused the Americans to basically drop the pegging of they were the last country to do it. So when countries start parking all their money in gold, it's not a good sign. Okay. I'm telling everyone, there's a bigger picture than your freaking tariffs. Okay. All right. You better start paying attention to what's going on. You think Donald Trump is that stupid? I want to, save all my farmers. No, he's not. It's not got nothing to do with the farmers. It's got nothing to do with all this look, any moron in the world will realize this. NVIDIA chips, right? They're basically the foundation of AI around the world, right? Half of the researchers for AI come from, drumroll, China. And where are they employed? US AI labs. All the US AI labs. You go there, half of them are from China. Hey, excuse me, we're not going to build a foundry and suddenly TSMC is going to build a state-of-the-art foundry in America and suddenly that is not the problem. That's not the issue. The issue is right now, the bigger issue, the reason why all these countries are going like this right now is because, hey baby, you better come down off your high horse, because countries are already using their own currencies to pay for a lot of commodities, right? Like you look at the oil market. Who the uses dollars, man? Nobody uses. Very few people. It's priced in Brent, it's priced in US dollars. Russians don't pay for it in US dollars, they pay for it in rubles. You think what? You buy Russian oil, Russians going to say, pay me in US dollar. No, they don't. They pay it in rubles. So in China as well now, you want to buy something from us, you pay in a yuan. So guess what? Everybody better start doing their homework properly, because a lot of people, I find it very strange that people don't seem to know this. Even my friends, like I'm playing tennis with my friend, I told him, like, dude, you don't know this, is it? Maybe it's not, because I spend a lot of time looking at this. Yeah, so I spend a lot of time basically on this. This is one of my favorite things in the world to pay attention to. Yeah, it makes for comic relief. Yeah, I love it. But that's my take on world affairs for today. Because really, I've been into this world affairs thing. Maybe I should do my own channel of it. Take clips of Jamie Foxx making fun of Donald Trump and then talk about what's really going on. Maybe I should start my own news network. Yeah, but half the time now, I'm looking at news network going, really? This is crazy, man. I mean, do you guys remember the latest one, the latest kerfuffle? What's her name? Katrina Leavitt, right? She's the spokesperson for the White House. She's complaining about China. And she was actually wearing the Chinese mocked her. It was so funny. The dress she's wearing, right? The outfit she's wearing comes from China. Or actually, somebody say it's designed by a designer in Malaysia. But hey, man, who the now makes their country clothes in their own country? They all make it in China anyway. Man, look at Rolex, Swiss watches. You think all of that is made in Switzerland? Swiss made only requires you to have 60% of the value of your materials coming from Switzerland. Okay. People seem to think, oh, it's Swiss made, so it's 100% from Switzerland. Read the fine print. 60% of the value must come from Switzerland for it to be considered Swiss made. That means the roto, which is usually the most expensive part of the watch, forms 60% of the value. That's how they get the label, Swiss made. So you must better be careful of your watches that you buy. Or one fine day you walk into the shop, wow, this is Swiss made. One out of, what is it? I fall for that all the time. 1 out of 144 in the world. I used to fall for it though. Wow. Got a watch this year. Only 1 out of 144. I must have it. Then I'm sitting out there thinking to myself, So I call one of my friends who's actually a pro at this because he is like, he's in the industry. So I spoke to him at length about it. So he asked me to travel with him one day. So I went. So I went on a trip with him and then he showed me, Then I was like, now I know. All right, guys, welcome to the stream. Hope you that's my take for the world affairs for the day. Now let's get back to something more interesting. Hey, Football Manager. Ding, ding. Today is a show where I do diagnosis. I jump into your assists, I jump into the tactics, I help you along, but I'm not here to provide any other advice. Okay, so Ladislav Havelka from YouTube. Welcome, sir. Have a nice day. Could you give me some advice on how to do preseason training better than my assistant? Mine. That advice. I keep getting that question a lot of the time. I just did a show on that. No, maybe I should do it one more time on the stream. Every 2 streams I get this. Firstly, I have a video on YouTube, BTN channel. You go to any of my YouTube's videos, right? On trading, right? You can follow them. They will give you all the advice. So go to first, I just link you to my channel. Just in case you're thinking the only place you can find me is here. Bustthenet YouTube Gaming. Okay? Alright, go YouTube Gaming, you click on this, you come in here, you come to my channel, and then you come in here, just do trading. Boom. Then you see a lot of this. Are you making this? Maximize Training Development 2021 is a short Football Manager training. There's a whole playlist on that. There's also small ones, but let's go to this trading playlist. It's about time I went into, And then we got a lot of videos here. Let's mute this. It's muted. And then let's look at, there we go. There we go. Effective youth development. All this is here. Okay. Only then I give you. Do you know why I don't do too many training schedules? You know why? Because the training hasn't changed in a long time. Okay, a long time hasn't changed. So, but you come inside one of these. This is the only training schedules in it. I'll explain what you can do here, right? In a guide, in a nutshell, how you can set up your training schedules. Okay, and it's basically the same as it's always been. There's nothing too different, right? If you come in here, these are my schedules. See, I got match practice 1, and I keep it really balanced. It still works. So you can do something like this. You can replace defensive shape and attacking shape and match preparation, right? All this match preview, match review, don't really need it. But you can do you can remove this and then you can still do something similar. But of course, I know that you want a more current version. So what I'm going to do right now, okay, is I'm going to simplify this for you guys. Okay, so trading, you come in. First thing you do for trading, and this is the very first thing you do, go to rest, set double intensity. I don't care how you feel about this, just set it to double intensity. Don't do anything else, okay? Double intensity. If you're scared that it's going to injure your players, then you probably sign the wrong kind of players with too low a natural fitness. But double intensity is important. Okay, then come inside individual. Go to units. Now, when you go to units, you have to decide who's going to be in the attacking unit, who's going to be the defensive unit. My recommendation, all fullbacks, move them to the attacking unit. This is generally, I consider this to be a better way of training. Because once you move them here, they're in the attacking group. So More on that later. But then after that, you can come in and you got youth players, right? So if you go into youth players, you go into your under team, you might have an overview and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? Among all these youth players, maybe I need Alex Castillo, Nicolo Galani, and Lorenzo Riccio. These three players, I need them to be mentored by the senior team. How do I do that? So you come inside here, you go into your training again, units. You go to units, look for those players under 18s, and then you look for the player here. So assuming Riccio is here. There we go. So we added Riccio, then the offensive unit. I'm just going to add another name. They're all here anyway. So it's a question of Castillo is here. Okay, so add these two players. Assuming we add these two players in, they're in. Okay, now how do I get them mentored? Come into mentoring straight away. Ask the assistant to assign. Automatically, he goes in. Lorenzo Riccio is now part of this group that's being mentored. Now, of course, Giovanni Bonfanti, balance, average, is just going to affect him. But what you can do, you can add another senior player into this group. Maybe we'll add this guy, Hans Hataboa, into... you want to add players who are playing in the same unit. Okay, remember this. That's why we did these units first. Who is playing this unit, right? Lorenzo Riccio is friends with all this. So Martin Derun can be a good mentor. Hans Hataboa also can be a good mentor. So if we come inside here, what we can do is we can add Hans Hataboa as his mentor. So boom, add this player. Now look at Hans Hataboa. He's got estimated impact from group none, because this guy, Giovanni Bonfanti, will also be influenced by our friend here, Martin Derun, and now by our boy here. But he doesn't get impacted by the negative personalities here. So this is how you do mentoring. Now, can you add Lorenzo Riccio on his own? You can't, because he has got to come from the assistant manager, because you won't find his name in the list if you do it by default. Okay? So if you go into preseason, when you go into preseason, you got to keep it really simple. You got to do all this in regular season, right? This is what you do. The second thing you do, go to your team and decide what roles they're going to play. Because eventually, you're going to start doing match practice. So set up all your roles, the ones that you want to train them in. Then go into your training for preseason. Now, preseason, generally, you got about, assume this is the calendar, right? And you go in here and you find that you're playing the first game here. Backtrack from here, you got maybe 5 weeks, right? So 1, 2, 3, usually it's 5 to 6 weeks. You have to make sure that the first 2 weeks are very, very heavy. Now, this is what you do for preseason. You go into this, look at preseason here, use heavy early. No matches. Stick this in. Right? Stick this in. Just use this. This is fine. Now, once you put this in, put it into your calendar. Once you put it into your calendar, if you've chosen friendly matches, let them fall into the slots, right? Because sometimes you go in and set up friendlies, right? And then you'll mess up your calendar. Don't worry, leave it alone. Because your players are going to be pushed during preseason. If you're worried about them getting injured, of course, you can have a rest day, but I never do. Put as many recovery sessions, because recovery, you don't want to put too many recovery sessions in preseason. Because honestly, you want them working. So your first 2 weeks are going to be looking like this, right? And the next 2 weeks are going to look like this. Maybe you have one match in preseason, you're playing it here. Use this schedule. It is fine. Then put one physical, put a recovery so it reduces the injury risk. Let them do this. So that's the next 2 weeks, right? The final week before preseason, what you can do is still use preseason, use normal late, and use one match again. Now, when you come to the last week, notice that we are doing a lot of blue sessions. There's a reason why these blue sessions are handy. Why? Because they build up tactical familiarity. So you got a nice balance. Plus, you have 2 match practice. You can also do match tactics. What I sometimes do, which is my own favorite thing to do, I like have a rest and I go, you know what? I do this. It's preseason anyway. Let them suffer. Match practice. I can do this, or I can move this here, right? And move preseason here and do this. It's quite balanced, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're thinking they might get injured, put recovery. If you think they need a bit of work on match tactics, do this. That's all you need to do in preseason. This is the last week, and this is your first official game of the season, right? So you do this all the way until your first official game of the season. and then you'll be fine. Then when your season starts, you do your own training. But this is what I mean, what you can do for preseason. It makes it really easy. So my advice to people is, if you are not sure, your most important thing about preseason is getting your getting your players are bound to get a bit jaded, a bit tired. First couple of games in the season, you'll find that the players are struggling a bit. There's a reason why. Because you're pushing them aggressively in preseason. But do you know something? When you get to the middle of the season, your players are always fitter than the opposition. Why? Because trading is like this bottle of water. Okay? The harder you go in preseason, the more you fill it up. So you fill up the whole bottle of water so your players have more water to drink, so they can last longer. But if your preseason is light, not heavy enough, you're only filling the bottle up to here, halfway. So when you start going through the season and your players are pushing, you're having 3 games a week, you will notice this bottle of water will become empty. There's no more water. Your players are going to get fatigued faster. They're going to get tired faster. So my advice is, if you can keep your preseason hard and heavy, you should be fine. All right, guys. How are you guys doing, man? Okay, this is real football. Teams start to play with intent rather than U-shaped football. Dalji, your thoughts on this morning's Champions League matches? Nearly comebacks. Hey, wow. Aston Villa and PSG was a great game. Aston Villa and PSG was a phenomenal game. I'm telling you, it was a good game, man. Really, I mean, PSG were playing really well. 4-5 on the aggregate, if I'm not mistaken, the score. And unfortunately for them. But this is one season where a lot of managers had picked favorites as Real Madrid and Barcelona. Both of them having to come back from deficits, right? I think Barcelona have a bit of a hill to climb, but Real Madrid 3-0 down, but they're playing in Bernabeu. They're playing at home, right? So it's going to be interesting. But it's going to be a hell of a comeback if they can do it. But I don't know. Arsenal not known for their defensive resilience, so it'll be quite interesting to see whether they can keep them out. But I have a feeling Arsenal might be able to do this away from home. There's a lot of belief in the team, and I think that they could go. You should create commands for your YouTube links, trading or similar. I think I should. I think I did once. Yeah, training videos. Let me see if I have them or not. But there are some videos I think I need to improve lah. I have to go and do some videos on those as well. Because I used to have like links for training and stuff. And now, kind of like, can't find them anymore. I think I've gotten a bit slack, but I'll do. Because one of the things is, there's not been a lot of change in training for Football Manager over the years. So every time I do a new video, it's like, I feel like, I'm just doing a small update. And I'm going, the most of the thing, I mean, I don't want to insult the intelligence of the person that's following my streams. Yeah, I think I'll have to do. I mean, maybe I'll just do a couple of videos just to give you guys something to do. I mean, like preseason. I think I get a lot of questions on trading, so I'll just do a couple of short videos for you guys. Keep it really short and simple. I think that at the end of the day, Ladislav Halvalka, preseason is about just making it tough. And also another thing about preseason is 7 friendly matches. An individual train, only position role there, no additional. No, you can't. I wouldn't do additional focus in preseason because then it's too aggressive. Because you just want to make sure that individual training workloads are not very heavy. Yeah. Does mentoring improve consistency? Can you remove the trait? Mentoring is basically no. I don't think it will improve consistency. Consistency is an attribute that goes up over time, and mentoring I don't think has a direct impact on it. Does not like big matches. I don't think you can remove that trait unless you play a lot of big matches and you win them consistently. Then that can remove it. Yeah, maybe a commentary on all your old videos, see if there's anything to add or comment. I'm probably gonna do a video, keep it simple. Yeah, training. I'm just gonna do a new video, keep it simple, bang, boom, training. Yeah, I think I'll do that for trading. Because I think I at one point I just got fed up with trading because everybody was going, oh, the trading hack doesn't work. Trading doesn't really work or whatever. And I was like, I don't feel like doing a video anymore because more and more people seem to believe that trading doesn't work. So I was like, okay, they want to believe because the world, it can be quite, it can have a negative impact on the creator, like me, for example. I'm sure that's one of the reasons why I think, because when I did the training video, I did it in concert with Sports Interactive. So I left the one, the unofficially official training guide. That video was officially done with me and SI. Yeah. Inter and Bayern. I think Bayern. I don't know, man. It's going to be a very, very interesting match. Inter and Bayern, quite tough. It's only a small. That game could go anywhere. Yeah. Arsenal, I have to be favourites to go through. I added youngsters from B team to first team train, but I cannot add them to the mentoring like this. It does not make any sense, or am I wrong? I added youngsters from B team. You don't add youngsters from B team to first team. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You add them to the units. Yeah, when you add them to the units, that's how they get added in. But you cannot physically add them yourself. You have to ask the assistant to do it. Because if you try to physically put them in, it will not work. It's a design UI piece of garbage. Look at this, right? Look at this, right? Okay, look at this guy. Alex Castillo, right? He's 16 years old. We just added him because he came from the under 18s, right? You can see that. He's in the under 18s team. Under 18s, right? You go to training, you go to mentoring, right? Where's Castillo? We find him now. There he is. He's over here. Okay? All right, look at significant. Beautiful, right? I'm going to remove him now. Now let's try and add him. He doesn't come. You can't add him. So if I were to clear this whole group and I go ask the assistant to assign again, bang. My assistant, Alex Castillo is back. Only the assistant can do it. They will not appear as a choice. You cannot. You see, I'm going to remove him again, huh? Alex Castillo. This is a 16-year-old player who plays on the first team. Okay? Don't add them to the first. Don't add them. Don't add them to the first team squad. Because I tell you what's worse. What is worse? If you add them to the first team squad and you don't play them, they're not playing regular football. Or you're going to make them available for the under 19s? Or are you going to be able to juggle? Can you honestly tell me they will be very good at juggling that? If you can micromanage their development and make them available in the first team, bring them through and bring them, then do it. No, I only do that for the very, very top players. Like, the ones I can micromanage. That's the only boys I promote to the first team. Like, I know that I can play him. I know I will. Then I do that. Because I sometimes forget to make them available. That's my problem. And when I do want to play them, this is the funny thing, right? And when I do want to play them, like say with a Champions League match, right? I got a couple of players on a bring through. I forget. I forget. I go, oh no, I should have downloaded that. You see? So this becomes a problem because you got to make them available for the under 90s. So it's easier for me to take the kid who's in the under 90s, add him to my squad, then he doesn't play for them. A great now, you say the both home teams will go through. Pin this. Yeah, you go through, huh? Say out loudly. I think you guys are going to go through. Arsenal, I have great faith in Arsenal, but I don't know if I'm going to be awake for the game. I know if they prompt you, then do it. If you can micromanage, go for it. Yeah, I don't. I do very little micromanagement this game. I do very little micromanagement. I try not to micromanage. The only thing I micromanage is this, which is quite simple. That's it. Okay. Because I train every day, right? So, but that's when I play those games. Hey, what is all this? I don't know. I'm rejecting everybody. Offers made for Pasale, respond to our reject. We're not going to be here that long, right? We're only here for one season. Reject. We're only going to be here for one season. Because it's, what do you call it? It's the, we got to decide what the next team is going to be. In squad rotation in preseason, first 11, first half. No, Okay, when it comes to preseason, your squad rotation is really play the players in the position you plan to play them in. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, if you want a player to learn a new position, you got 8 to 10 games to do it in. For that player and that player who needs to learn a new position, you gotta play for at least 75 minutes. So you gotta play for at least 75 minutes so he learns that position. You gotta play almost every single game. So it's really up to you. What can you tolerate? What's your risk threshold? My risk threshold is very high. So I'm literally looking at the thing dropping, the icon changing. If it suddenly changes, I take him off. If it doesn't change, I ignore it. Yeah. So that's basically when it comes to rotation. Arsenal will not get to the next stage. I say only home teams now. You're very confident, huh? Oh, use Aston Villa. Okay. Yeah, Marcus, that sounds like a good idea. We'll use Aston Villa next one. Okay, so we got this tactic. First tactic in is 4-4-2 target Bamberg. This comes from one of the guys on Discord. Now, first three tactics always coming from Discord. I'm going to pop in your links for you guys so you guys can pop in your links. I did it yesterday, but nobody submitted their tactics yesterday. But the links are not up. YouTube guys are probably going to be easier for them because you can scroll back. I'm a Barca fan, and to be honest, Real is better opponent for Barca. They beat them everywhere this season. Yeah, then that makes it no fun, right? Say it out loudly. Right. There's no fun for Real. I know fun for us because Real always keep winning. I just want to see Arsenal get to the Champions League final. So that my friend doesn't have to, I don't have to deal with a depressed best friend all the time. Do me a favor, I just want them to get through. I got a friend who's always depressed. So, you know, every time Champions League comes around, I sense the depression coming. Because he's a very good friend of mine. Die-hard Arsenal fan. Got a hope for him, you know? Okay? Sorry, yeah. I support my friends, yeah. Except the United fans. United friends, I don't support them. All those United friends, sorry, guys, sorry. You're on your own. But anyway, do you think those United friends are like me? They hate my guts too. Okay, so here we go. We got a 4-4-2. So he's playing it without any PIs. I know we didn't go. I went through it really quickly just now. There are no PIs. He's playing a mid block, so he's obviously wanting the opposition team to come into midfield, and he's going to be expecting this group of players to do the closing down and winning the ball. He's got no prevent shot quicker business distribution, so we don't really need to spend too much time looking at the goalkeeper when he has the ball at his feet. Except he's got distributed flank. So when it's a free kick or a goal kick, naturally, he might not. He's not looking to pass into space. He's actually looking for his goalkeeper to distribute it to the flanks. Okay, but he hasn't opted the kicks as well. Pass into space, dribble less. So this is basically, hey guys, win the ball, kick the ball. And he's got a DLP and a box-to-box, which is interesting because this creates a escadine, or rather a step ladder in the middle. The DLP will be lower placed, the box-to-box will end up here. So essentially, we're going to have this guy. I think he doesn't have dribble more. So he might move up this guy, and then, or this person will play it to the DLP. The DLP is holding his position. The box-to-box will be here. So let's go. The other thing I wanted to point out is set pieces, right? I keep, there's something that I always do, and I didn't do it on this stream. I didn't show you. What do you really want to do is you want to go into all your set pieces because the default settings are never going to be like this. Okay, default settings are never going to be like this. Okay, what do I mean by default settings? You need to set priorities. This is muchos importante. Okay, set priorities is easily one of the more important things in the game because set priorities will make you go like, okay, you know what? I want you to set up the corner taker, the aerial threats, the creators, box threats, the recovery defenders. Basically, you want to be setting it in this order. Okay, recovery defenders are the least important players when you are counter-attacking. But the aerial threats are the most important, followed by the creators. Because the creators, if you're playing those short corner routines or the ones that need to put the ball back into the box, yeah, the creators are important. Box threats will come in from ahead to score the goals. But if you are playing a game that is... if you are playing near post routines only and you don't have any other routines, box threats ahead of creators. Okay? If you are playing short corner routines, primarily the creators before box creators. So that's the only difference. You're flipping these two only. But in most cases, you'll find creators is the last category. You don't want that. Okay? I personally don't think that's a good move, you know. All right, then after that, for your defense priorities normally default is fine. Aerial, trackers, and counter-attackers. So that's the only thing that you need to change. Yeah, you need to override the set piece as man settings, or you need to take control of set pieces. Yeah, so normally I take control of set pieces. Priorities are the most important thing in this game, and it allows you to basically go into the game, right? Because when you come into this, all your set piece takers here, okay, These are important nodes. So, I mean, I don't mind that assistant manager setting all this, right? Because the priorities will stick after that. So, always, I mean, my advice is to come in and check when you're playing the game. You'll be fine. There is no, actually, set piece coaches are not necessary in the game. Yeah, they're not. They're not. Okay, so the transition so far look okay. As you can see, what I was alluding to earlier, the box to box is higher than the DLP. You can see from you can actually see this from the heat map right now. If you look at the heat map, it's clearly showing one thing and one thing only, right? You see this, you see the 13 is higher, which is what I was alluding to. You can get the zigzag pattern here. So this is something that you can get in the game by using this combination. Yeah, because the DLP will hold its position. The other role that will actually go higher up if you don't use a box-to-box is actually a DMS, which is probably something I would use if I was playing a mid-block. I wouldn't use a box-to-box because he's got primary attacks, wing play tag. He's got wings, so he's doing a lot of crossing. So when I do a lot of crossing, I tend to use tend to use a DM on support if I'm playing that, or if you're higher up, you're playing a flat 4-4-2, you can use like he is. You can also use a CM on support. Hey Shaw, how are you? Welcome to the stream, man. I think I shouldn't be showing a folder name. It's just a link is there, and it's always showing the same link. I've been using the same link for the longest time. Yeah. Yeah, we already got 2 tactics. It's far request. So we already got a couple of tactics coming from you guys. Knowing backup and Ice Milo. Thank you. See the tactics coming in. You've been busy with work, hence why not make the series? No worries, man. Work is always important, sure. So this is Rondo's tactic, which is not bad. I kind of like it. Still working. Like there's no rule that says you must play with the roles I have favorite roles. I have some favorite roles. I'm sorry, ball winning midfielder. Like I've said countless times, all of you on the stream, right? The best role in the game, if you can use it, the combination is the fullback and the winger. That is one of the best in the game. Yeah. For the longest time. In fact, I don't use wingbacks. When I use wingbacks in my games, it's going to be only for one reason. It's because I need them to take on players. Now, if you don't need them to take on players and you primarily want a fast-paced tactic where you want to get the ball up and down the flanks really quickly and you don't depend on players dribbling, especially if you're using dribble less, then I would recommend fullbacks, not wingbacks. So that's the other thing I'll change. Syntax. Been burned out from FM for a while and it had nothing to do with 25. I knew they were now, last year they were delayed many times. Yeah, I know, man. I agree. I think right now, the burnout from FM is quite common. It's quite common. A lot of people feel that way. Even sometimes with me as well. That's one of the reasons why I was streaming Wukong for a while. I actually got burnt out. I was like, there was too much FM in my brain cells. I was like thinking, I'm not having fun anymore. So if I don't have fun, I want to. So I was thinking what kind of shows I can do. Then I decided, you know what? Why don't you go back to basics? Just make tactics. And that actually made me have a lot more fun because just making tactics always makes it fun for me, especially some of the more bizarre tactics in the game. Yeah. So always do something that you enjoy. And speaking of which, guys, PS5 prices are going up by 10%. News is out. Yep. In Europe, I confirm Europe. Europe confirm going up. I don't know about anywhere else. All right, here we go. I'm going to change this to a fullback support. I'm going to change this to an IFB on defense. And that's it. I'm going to change this to a ball winning midfielder on support. That's all. Okay. Or rather, CM on support. Let's try this. Long time I haven't used this rule. This one, use another favorite rule of ours. No PIs, nothing. Okay? Just use him like that. Let's see what happens. I don't knock the people who played thousands of hours. I think the longest I had was okay. I'm not gonna count my simulations. This year I didn't do as many simulations as I did in FM17. In FM17, I was doing a crazy amount of simulations. Okay, crazy amount of simulations. So this year, total hours spent 1,733, which is okay lah. So this is like normal And most of it is when I'm streaming, you guys. Yeah, that's about it. 1,733 is about it. Hey, Lion City Sailors, how are you, man? I'm ready to poop. So, okay, so we got Zappa Costa. Is he right-footed or left-footed? He's right-footed, right? Yeah, okay, all right. And we got the first goal. Don't ask me. It got nothing to do with the role change, I assume. Okay, just a set piece with me. But one thing I have done, right, is I like to keep... So we got an IFB now instead of a wingback on defense. So essentially what I've got is a 3-man defense. Watch what happens, right? But it won't be so bad, no, because it will shift, but it will shift like this. See that? It will still shift like, it will still look like your, what was it again? Your wingback defense. But this time, this guy is more defense. He's got defensive, and we also changed this guy into a fullback on support. Because I don't need him dribbling so much, right? He just pass the ball to somebody and we get the ball up the pitch, and we can transition up the pitch. The idea is to get the ball up the pitch quickly. We are doing it with rolls, right? The wingback would dribble more because the wingbacks do dribble. I mean, I won't say they dribble because if wingback or support, you still can modify the instruction a bit, but I wouldn't. I just go for the simpler roles, fullback. That's it. Keep it easy. You should just play with a tactic that makes you happy. If it's a crazy tactic, it makes you happy, go for it. Whichever. That's the thing about Football Manager that I do. I believe that Football Manager should be played. Only you can choose the way you play. It's just like, only you are the only person in control of your feelings, right? Today I was giving my son was a bit agitated about something. So I told my son today, I said, hey, dude, seriously, why are you angry? Then he goes like, oh, because this person. I said, why? That means, then I told him, son, only you are in control of your feelings. I smiled at him. First I made him laugh. Then I said, now, son, I want you to try and see how difficult it is for you to frown. Right? So we were just having fun. So at the end of the day, for me, right, I won't let other people, you should be yourself, have fun. So if other people are having fun with crazy tactics, yeah, let them. That's how they enjoy it. You should enjoy it yourself, your way too. That's how I play the game. Stay everybody to each his own. If you like to play the game without looking at attributes, cool. That's your way, right? Then if you like playing the game by showing all attributes, fine. I know a friend of mine who likes playing the game, and he edits his striker. He always has one striker that comes from the academy, and he edits him. He'll give him like his dream. He likes to think that this is his Ian Rush coming out or so. So he has this picture of this player that's come up, and that's his imagination going well. So he thinks to himself, this is a young Ian Rush. I'm gonna train him, and then he does let his attributes grow, and he will like influence it because he wants to create Ian Rush. But he does it physically with attributes. So he finds it fun. So enjoy. See, it's there's so many ways to skin the cat. So enjoy yourself. Yeah, wingbacks get further forward. I would say, okay, hold on. The thing is, this is I'm just going to explain something. All right, now, if you go into the game, you see this, nothing here. You go and choose a wingback, right? Okay, all right. All these instructions are here. Get further forward is just, the thing here, get further forward, what does this mean actually? All right. In Football Manager, what does this mean? It just means this. He's got a higher mentality than everybody else. His starting position is higher than everybody else. That's what it means. It doesn't mean anything else. Right? So the hard coding, when they designed this, was to give him a higher mentality, higher creative freedom. Let me think what else they added. Because it's been a long time now, I cannot remember already. I think the higher mentality, higher creative freedom. Because there's a value for each of these. I can really remember from the old days, when we did it. So there's all reasons why I go like, why don't you just play him fullback support? Okay. The reason why I play him as a fullback support is very simple. It's because I don't want his position to be higher. further up the pitch. You're going to have these three. And more importantly, this role in the game of Football Manager is the least complicated role by his very behavior patterns. It's how he passes the ball. Because the wingback, there's a likelihood that he will dribble. But the fullback, because of his risk profile, he has a lower risk profile than the wingback. The wingback has a higher risk profile. So they are willing to take more chances with the ball. How to benchmark your squad? Benchmark your squad. You mean, well, use the team comparison. What do you mean by benchmark? As in attributes or results or statistics? There's so many ways to benchmark your team. Yeah. When this is why it just goes out of line and never looks back. Fullbacks also can do that when you're attack duty. Yeah. And if a player that has got gets forward whenever necessary, you can also do that. So I think your tactic is quite nice, but I would change it. So, you can play quite a few roles in the center. You notice? Because right now, when we change, look at the positioning. DLP, lower position, CM on support. Same thing, right? So you want to find a role that doesn't go too far. I actually prefer using, I use a CM support. There's so many roles you can use, but I would recommend CM support. All right. This is one role you can use. You can also use like box to box. The only problem with this is because this is what I call a positional play role. You go for it. So I'd rather use this role. I mean, we could use ball winning midfielder. The only problem with ball winning midfielder is he's got a low mentality, but he's got a higher zone of influence. Meaning he's closing down is more. So he's got more. So that's the only problem with that role. So that role I usually like to pair with another, but he can work with the ball. He can play with a DLP. But how I normally use the combination is when I'm playing a higher defensive line. So your tactic has got a high defensive line. So you can use ball winning midfielder, central midfielder on support. These are the two best, the three best roles for this kind of a 4-4-2, which is not a DM based one. It's going to be DLP, central midfielder on support, and ball winning midfielder on support. The rest of the roles are a question of risk. If you can accept the box to box midfielder going forward, because you're going to go into the next tier, and your DLP is really, really good, maybe, right? Maybe. Alternatively, if you want to do this, you can actually do something like libero here, central defender here. Libero pushes up, DLP drops down, box to box goes up, so you get a zigzag all the way. That's the other option here. I don't mind. I got a 4-4-2 with two box-to-box ball-winning midfielders. I love that the most. That's one. In fact, my best 4-4-2 is two ball-winning midfielders. It's one of my happy place. I go to a happy place and I use that tactic because it's just pure aggro tactic. And you know how I figured that one out? The AI beat me with it. I once lost 6-0 to an AI tactic that had two ball-winning midfielders on it. And I was watching how it was beating me in midfield. I went like, holy cow, I'm making the same tactic, man. So here we go with the next tactic. It's basically, okay, cool, wing back. He's going to get further forward and he's going to have a higher mentality. And he might even dribble a bit, if you come inside here. The decision-making is left to him, but he tends to have a higher mentality. But this is good because the DLP is actually going to hold his position. DM, this is a nice combo. But the interesting thing about this tactic is the fact that we've got a heavy right here that's attacking. So it's going to be quite interesting. Yeah, in fact, inside forward is coming here. There's an overlap on the right, which means that we are looking at some crossing opportunities. Only problem with this overlap, see, the widest player here is going to hold up the ball, but he's going to be doing that higher up the pitch. So he's playing a very aggressive tactic. There could be balls coming from the top, and he's going to be asking more than one player to react to an opposition player's mistake. It is a bit risky, this tactic. It needs a really capable team because the issue is that once you get into the final third, you're still doing some funky work to score goals. DLP is going to drop AM. So your tempo is quite high, so this is gonna have to be special. I probably, for me, would I do such? It's hard to win. This kind of tactics harder to get into the final third and get a result. It's quite challenging. I'm not saying it's a bad tactic. I'm just saying it's going to take something special from my players. Considering the fact that we are quite tired. Oh no, so 7 days time. Okay, there's plenty of time. I thought we got playing today. You can have them. Hey, Chaser, how are you? Yeah, you can play some of that whole position, but it's not the same. Yeah, I don't like using any of the positional play roles and ask them the whole position. The save is basically for guys on Discord. Yeah, you can use the link in the Discord to send it. Would that work on a 5-3-2 flat? What? Would what work on a 5-3-2 flat? I don't like okay, I'm going to say this right now. I don't like the 5-3-2 flat. Okay. Because I do not like the 5-3-2 flat. I don't think it's going to work. No, I don't think I never like the 5-3-2 flat. I need the 5-3-2. The problem with the 5-3-2 has got to get everybody up the pitch. I need everyone up the pitch, including the two central defenders. It's like I'm giving the opposition team a head start. You're playing you're running a 400-meter race, and you tell the other team, okay, you got 200-meter head start. I'll try and catch you in the final 200. That's how it feels. It's just a personal thing. A lot of people ask me to make a 5-3-2 work, and I'm going like, if you can't, and I'm having a really difficult time, I don't get consistent results. That's just it, man. Consistency is going to be the great issue with that kind of a system. And ultimately, you might get it to work really well, but by then you'll have a very strong team. Yeah. I played on the best back five system I've used so far, and the one that is consistent with every edition of Football Manager is actually the 5-2-2-1. The box attack. That's the best. I like that the most because that's the only one that I like. See what I mean? The problem is this tactic. Yeah. Because the challenge for this tactical system is going to be, you got all these players coming back, right? And you got this checking of runs because first up, you got the overlap. The overlap is going to increase his starting position. There's a lot of risks in this tactic. And I don't think that a very high tempo is going to help you as well. So every time you bring the ball up, that's this, you get into the final third and you got roles that are looking to drop deep and trying to hit teams on the break. So quite risky. So we get the ball going up, comes back, the DLF drops back, then we go up and then we do the same thing again. Finally, when we here, we'll go up, Zappa Costa, we try one from range. Again, there's this this almost unnecessary, I'm checking back. Have you noticed how many times the right side has played the ball back? It's probably because when we have the ball here, right, when this guy gets the ball, right, he's too far and he's too deep. And he's got no other passing option because the DLF has dropped, or rather the DLF is here instead of, moving around. So everybody's dropping. Just watch what happens. Okay, when we get the ball is the important bit. Okay. So waiting for when we have the ball. The way to fix this is to stop you doing the combination on top. But that's the combination that you like. I'm going to have to try and make it work. I get what you're trying. You're trying to get a drop in then a final, like an attack from somewhere. See, this is the striker. So he's dropped and these two have entered the box. See that? He's come in. All right, so we got Smaka dropping. Pasalic has moved forward into the area. All right, so Pasalic then goes in and he comes back in to try and score goals. So how do we make this? How do we tweak this a bit more? Okay. So again, we lose the ball in the center. Yeah, we lose the ball again with the DM. So far, this position is the biggest nightmare for us. This is where we're losing the ball. So I'm going to fix it in the second half by changing this role to a more aggressive role and maybe changing the role behind him as well. So I need to get these two higher up the pitch. Because for a tactic that's got a deep line forward and is playing much higher up the pitch, we're not really doing that. For the AMs, the AMs are like, if you're playing those AMs, I personally like to play them as shadow strikers. I would say what's the best and whatever. I just think in a 5-2-2-1, I'm more happier playing those twos as shadow strikers. Because I like the wing backs to be the attacking focus of the tactic, which is generally how I see Ruben Amorim wanting to play. Which winger role is the best winger role in the game by a country mile is the winger. No other role is better on the flanks. The winger is the best role in the game. By far. Like creating goal scoring opportunities. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to change a few things. First, I'm going to change this guy. I'm going to try something like maybe a segundo volante on support. So getting him up the pitch. Since he's holding position and we need someone to come up the pitch as well. So that's the first and only role change I'm going to make. Okay, shorter passing, I'm going to drop this. I'm going to go a bit more mix. And then I'm going to go a bit more wider. So that's the only two changes I made. A few changes, not two. Made a few, right? So I've changed his role and I've gone wider. He's got an overlap. I'm going to remove the overlap. I'm going to just focus bait on the right. Wait, let me think. No, we're not going to focus bait on the right. We're going to focus bait on the left. Because the DLP is here, the wing back is kind of inside forward. So they might be able to, this guy's going to give us a lot of width and he's cutting inside the ball, which is what I thought. Yeah. Okay. So he's going to come from the wider position. So we're going to just do a focus play on the left because that's where the DLP is. We'll try and see whether we can... Why did I remove the overlap? Because the overlap will prevent... Because the widest player is going to hold up the ball. Right? Looking for an inside. He's going to hold up the ball, right? This guy is just here. So if he holds up because he's going to hold up the ball looking for an outside run. He's a fullback. He ain't coming anytime soon. So all we're doing really is getting him to hold up the ball. Right. Looking for overlap. In doing so, it creates a bit of a problem between these two roles. Then this guy is too far away. So all I did was I moved the focus of play down the left. Made us a bit wider. Make us a lot more wider so that I can at least do a deep diagonal attack. This guy comes in. This guy can drop. We can have more space attacking the right side of the pitch, but we'll have to try. Martin Darun, nice. Okay, that's not too bad. First time I saw an attack. Okay, we got another attack. Nice. Okay, so there's a bit of a overload going on here, and Somaka scores a goal because we're trying to make space. So the thing about this game, this guy is I needed to make space because we got attack duty here. We got this guy who's now Volante is much higher, right? So we can see that there's a bit more there's a bit more of we keep the ball here and then we can attack from these guys. 1, 2, 3. Of course, he can come in too, but he's gonna come in much later. So basically, this guy he drops it and then he can also run into that space. So it was a question of who's gonna do it. But Skamaka from here, that was a rocket, never expected it. But let's see whether or not we can do better. I mean, it's always good when you make a tactical change and the immediate result is a goal. What if players are wrong-footed? Right now, you cut inside because you want them to get into the area. So you want them wrong-footed. You want them wrong-footed. You want a left-footer playing on the right. It doubles up on that. Because the idea is you want them to cut inside, right? If they can score, phenomenal. Because they're coming on their favorite foot, right? Because the goal is going to be bigger for them. So you're a right-footed player playing on the left, he's got a bigger target when he comes in from the left side. If you play football before, you know what I mean. Yeah. Because as a football player, I mean, I used to play football and hockey before. So when I used to play like hockey, right, I'm actually right-handed. Because in hockey, it's whether you're right-handed or left-handed. So football also, I was right-footed. I score my goals if I'm coming in from the left side of the pitch. And then if I'm playing on the right side, all I do is, I used to hate playing on the right. All I did was cross the ball. All I did was run into space, cross the ball. The most boring of all football games. I hated it with a vengeance, boy. So every time I would always talk to my other winger, coach used to hate it. I used to tell the winger, we swap. I used to tell the winger to swap. I like to score goals. So I used to piss off my manager all the time. Because halfway, like halfway through the game, right? We swap. I give the signal, we swap. Yeah, because usually after a corner, because after a corner, you got no defense, right? So, you suddenly swap positions, because it's a corner. I have no choice. He was there, I have to come here, you know what I mean? So we couldn't play for about 15, 20 minutes like that. Con job. So we got a goal. So I think that if you do this, right, I would play differently. I think I get what you're trying to do, which you want to. I didn't want to change too much from your tactic. So we did overlap. We just do a focus play. We go here and we go wider. So we encourage use of flanks, and that will also give us a bit more space. So once I do a focus play down this side, it'll give us a chance to unlock this side, especially with this guy cutting inside from the right flank, right? So if he's cutting inside from the right flank, he's going to be wider. He's going to just, there's going to be a lot of space. Because if he's a winger, whoever is marking him has to follow him, right? A zonal marking. So you're going to pull them apart. Because the focus play, you're going to pull a lot of space. So when this roll drops, either this guy is going to come in and score goals, or, this guy. So you can also play this role as a shadow striker if you want. No. I was a goalkeeper. I wasn't good at the ball, but I was shot stopper is cool, right? Shot stoppers are phenomenal. I love shot stoppers. I'm reading Enganche. Enganche is a good role. Especially in strikerless tactics. They're the best role. Inside forward, we stay wide out. In winger, we cut inside to create most hours. I just play winger on the... No lah. Never. Okay, the thing is this, right? If the first rule of thumb is this. Play the role. If you need to PI a role consistently, play the role instead of using the PI. So normally what I do is I play this role with cut inside, because this means he's always going to be wider. If I play a player opposite the flank with his preferred foot, he's still going to come inside. Right? So I'm doubling up on that, right? So inside forward, you ask him to stay wider, he will stay wide some of the time. Not all of the time. This role guaranteed to stay wide all the time. Right? All the time. And then when he does get the ball, he comes inside. So that's what I want. So it is a bit more efficient. The winger is the most efficient role in the game. It's like a cheat code. I've been saying it for the longest time, though. Day one, I started playing this game. Please play the fullback and the winger. Please play the wide. And it's just the best way to play. Yeah. I've been playing wingers instead of inside forwards. I hardly ever play inside forwards. I only did in the very first few editions of the game. And then when I realized, hey, these guys actually do better on the flanks. So I changed that. I like to, because if you look at how a lot of teams are playing in real life, they like to stretch the pitch, right? The wingers are hugging the line all the time. So I like to do that. Instead of playing it, the other way. Okay, all right. Okay, we got quick pick now, and then we got Coop minus there. Oh, I know this is cut inside the ball. I knew it. Sit narrower. Kolasinac doing the same. So we're gonna have to choose a player. Oh, my left leg is so painful. Mitchell Baker. Just come and play here. Okay. Yeah, he's left-footed. Force him to play on this side of the pitch to see what kind of disaster will happen. Yes. Yours truly is always looking for disasters. What can I say? Okay, Emil Home, come here. Okay. All right, Emil Home. I think we'll play you then instead. Emil Home, left-footer, no weak. This one, Hataboa, I know he's right-footed. Okay, so we got only, what's his name again? Mitchell Baker. Come. All right, Rafael Toloy. Okay. Lukman, winger on the left. We don't have a winger. This team does not really walk around with a winger. What about him? Biranchuk, but he's on the right. Oh, I got this guy. This guy is a right footer playing on the left flank. Okay. Not the best team for your tactic. I'm sorry. Not the best team. What's the difference between man marking and time marking? Time marking is zonal, right? So whoever enters the zone, the player will come in and type mark that player within that zone. Okay, so that's the type mark, how type marking works. So Everybody's marking zonally by default. Time marking just makes them come a bit closer to them when they enter their zone. That's it. Okay. Man marking is when you assign somebody and tell him to be man mark, what will happen is let me put this guy here. Okay, when you man mark somebody, basically the guy will ignore zonal marking and follow that player. But the problem in this game is it doesn't work that way. Because for some reason everybody defaults to zonal marking and they man mark some of the time. So my advice is do not touch man marking unless you maybe find one player you want to target. But I would never depend on it as a tactical strategy. No one has since the days of Championship Manager because it's always been bugged. We always test that feature out very early, I always test the feature out very early in beta. Then I test it for a while, and then usually it turns out not worth it. Tackle harder mark tighter on this guy, but not this guy. Why? You want to break legs on the left flank only, is it? Why so special? Roam, tackle harder mark tighter. Nothing, tackle harder mark tighter. Poacher is free, Kai inside is correct. Libero is coming in. Kai inside is in narrower, and there's no focus. I don't get it. Why do you have tackle? Okay, I'm going to remove this. I think this was an oversight in your part. Okay. I think you made a mistake because everything else seems, like normal. And then suddenly you got one winger tackling hard for a reason and the other one not. Nice. I like got some magic. I like these white diamonds. The white diamonds are very, very strong on Football Manager. They are very, very strong. If you can play a white diamond on Football Manager, you're gonna have a funky time with the tactic. There's so many permutations of a white diamond. You can even play, after we do it in second half, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start something. But the thing is, the secret behind making these white diamonds really funky is the libero. Because you're taking a chance. You're taking a bit of a chance. But we'll do it. We'll try. Zapa Costa loses the ball, like idiot. Okay, here goes Scalvini. Zappi to Scalvini. Nice shot, man. Look at that libero. Libero tried a rocket from outside the area, man. Okay, we're going back again. Okay. I like what I see. I think I won't change this. I like this tactic. Except, I don't think a lot of you are going to use this tactic. This is crazy. I don't think many of you, this is the one-man defense. He's playing a one-man defense, which is why I play the game right now. Time marking and tackle art is okay. Roam, time mark, also tackle. Roam, time mark, no. Roam, type, no. Roam. Imagine giving a roaming playmaker the role to man mark a player. Want to see a role go completely crazy from that? You try roaming playmaker. Ask the roaming playmaker to man mark somebody. It won't work. But we'll do it next game. I want to do it. What happens when okay, what we do is, for fun, one of these days, I'm going to, on our crazy tactic, we're going to do one show, okay? What happens when we get every gift, we try and use the maximum number of roaming players and tell each player to mark somebody different in the opposition team. Okay? Guys, I'll just be crazy here. Okay, this tactic, I'm happy. I won't change this tactic. I think it works because you got this, and you got... Okay, I'm just going to do this, libero and defend. That's it. The only difference I'm going to make is this. You know why? This is a defend duty. This is a defend duty. So what we do is we have a 3 in midfield. So he doesn't go running up the pitch. Okay, now I'm going to do something different, just for the fun of it. Enganche. We're going to use an enganche here. So we're going to get these guys coming up through the middle. And then we got underlap. Okay? So enganche now holding out the ball. Instead of the deep line forward, we're going to use a complete forward attack. So he roams. Alongside a poacher. So he's going to be rolling. Enganche is going to be here. So we're going to use pauses. Okay? And we're going to get these guys coming through the middle. Okay? Slightly different. A bit more on the... We just do a bit of a crazy thing. Yes, for the fun of it. Now we're going to see in key highlights. So we watch it on comprehensive highlights to see what the movement patterns look like. Okay, we got Ruggeri who's running an injury. So let's see if he's about to collapse on the pitch and, disown me. Okay, so we got Mitchell Baker. So put him on. Mitchell Baker is right-footed. I need him on the left later. Saeed Kolasinac. Weak right foot. I need a right-footed player playing on the left side. Rafael Tolosi. Come here. Are you right-footed? Yeah, you're. Okay, come. You got nothing better to do in this world. Come here. It's a Baker player. Okay, we got left-footer, right-footer. Okay. It would be ideal if Toloi was familiar with the left position. You want that. Actually, that's what you want. You see where Toloi was? Okay. Now the Enganche is going to be the link player. Ataboa, what is it? Ataboa got yellow card. Okay. This kind of tactics, the moment that guy gets a yellow, you must change. Okay. The moment this guy gets a yellow and this guy gets a yellow, you better have players on standby. Okay, so you put him here. Who can we play on the right? Because he's snack. I don't know, come on, this is terrible. We're running out of players. We're just choosing players. Oh, come here. Okay, I know he's a right winger. Okay. I'm running out of players. I don't think Enganche is a wise decision because, we really hoping that those fullbacks get up the pitch. He's like waiting only for two guys to come. This guy, poor thing, He's like, hey, you want me to be not moving? Okay. All right. I'm waiting for those two guys to come. So it's not really a good one. I didn't really. It's like stupid. So we go back to AP. I think AP on support. Yeah, AP on support will be fine. Can you play a 4-4-2 diamond without wingers? But won't work. Not efficient. Yeah, it's not efficient. Those Championship Manager days, those tactics, right? We had a really good run through the middle. So we never needed to defend the flanks. Yeah, all the old days of Football Manager. Why do you think the 4-4-2 died? Why do you think the 4-4-2 died? It died, man. It was a complete, nobody could make the 4-4-2 work, right? It just wouldn't work. Because two things it didn't do very well was it didn't use the flanks very well, and it didn't drop and move as like a nice little compact 4-4-2 because there was always a gulf the tactic. So for a fluid diamond, if you want that, no. The roaming and you want a really fluid diamond, all those roles got to interchange positions. That's a problem. It doesn't really do that very well. Like rotating, the four, right? The four in the diamond. You want them to rotate with the fullbacks. Like I think there was a team that actually did that, rotating diamonds. I liked it. Real life. It's actually a real team that actually did that. The rotate had a lot of rotate. I think it was in Atalanta. Atalanta. But they did it not with a diamond. They did it with a three back, I think. 3-man back. Yeah, I think it's Mota, correct. Rotating diamonds, very impressive. But only managed to actually have pulled it off. But also then it wasn't like consistent. So I think this tactic is not bad. Yeah. I think your default tactic is quite cool. I know what you're trying to do, but I think here I'll probably play a libero and defend. That's it. Other than that, nothing to change. Yeah, I know what you're doing. Doing charging to the middle. Don't change it. White diamonds are a lot of fun. These tactics are a lot of fun. DLF. DLF on attack. There's a lot of like final third movement in your tactic. That's the only thing. If you want it to be like a punch forward and go score goals, right? Advanced forward poacher will be good. And then this guy becomes the playmaker and this guy becomes DM. So that you get these three are the ones who are trying to score goals. So within this group, right? Because these fullbacks are coming up. So what I end up what I like to do in Football Manager is I don't like to play two playmakers in the same tier. Or, I do if it's like a fluid, like plenty of options to attack in the final third. So if I have like a diamond like this, I normally play a playmaker here or a shadow striker. So then there will be a DM here. Because we got libero, like a DLP, DL. You can even try APA, APS here. Could be quite cool. You can even try APS in this tactic. This role, DLF, I don't know. If you want to attack a lot, and score a lot of goals. But this one creates this final third movement. That's the only thing I am not too keen. Rotating diamonds more mota. Alonso, not really. He's not 3-4-2 right rotation. I only saw a white rotation in his tactic. Okay, so now let's see if we got any more coming in from boys here. Of course, we're looking at the last 10 years. No, we don't have that. We got blah, there we go. All you guys are in the house. Okay, I'm gonna download all these tactics and randomly I'll pick one or two. Remember, you guys on Twitch, you have channel points too. No, you want me to play your tactics. You can always do that on any stream. Yeah, any stream I'm on, we're doing, and you decide, hey, you know what? I want you to take a look at my tactic. And I'm like, why not? Definitely will. Well, things I enjoy doing most of the time until my children come to me and go, Daddy, you know what? I'm so happy, I told you, I think you guys were here on the stream yesterday, right? I shared my kids' grades, man. I was so happy to see B's and A's finally. It's like all that. I mean, I don't believe it enough. The father is the one feeling pressure, but he doesn't want the children to feel the pressure. I never tell my kids, you have to get good grades. I always tell my kids, I only want one thing from you. That's all. I want you to live your life by one credo and one credo only. I want you to make sure that today is better than yesterday and tomorrow will be better than today. That's all. That's the only thing I want from you. Always try your best. Make sure that today is always better than yesterday. Okay, we've got two tactics. I only pick one. Ice Milo. Okay, let's look at this. All right. Ice Milo. Easy tactic. I'll tell you what you do with this tactic, which will make it a bit more solid. Okay? Let's do this. Don't play like that. Just play like this. Okay? Just play like this. That's it. Just do this. Don't do anything else. Then DM support. Just do DM supports. Then try this as a ball playing defender on cover. 2 DM support. 1 take fewer risks. 1 take more risks. And then come in here. Change this guy to a winger on support. Change this guy to a winger. Don't play inverted winger. Don't waste your time. Okay, don't waste your time with inverted wingers. I'm saying there's a reason why I say all this. Because inverted wingers basically not fun. They just screw up the game. Here, play advanced ball support, get him to roam. Since you're attacking like this, right? Just turn this guy into a complete forward attack. Okay. If you have one, now you got this, then got this. Okay. Okay. Right. Focus play to the middle is the most useless instruction in the whole world because it doesn't really work. Okay. You rather do this. Okay. Focus play. Now overlap is just going to increase the mentality of these two players. I don't think we're going to try that at the moment. I think what we'll do is we just play on the higher mentalities of these tactics instead of the lower mentalities. I think I don't know if your good idea to play out from the back. Got only 1 defender or 3 defenders, and then these 2 DMs very close. So I would not play out a defense. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll remove this pass into space. I'll play this tactic. I'll just for the fun of it. It's quite curious. Okay, prevent shot goal, definitely your friend. Okay, I'll just change a few things. Alright, so here we go. Will this work? I have no clue, baby. How do you set up back three? Emerim's tactic. Logically, it should be ball playing defender, ball playing defender, ball playing cover, right? My way of playing, libero, ball playing defender. I only play 1 defender. Why? Because it's better that way. It's more fun. It's more attacking. Then I get a lot of attack options. I can get wing backs into the final third. It's a bit more crazy, but you should try different approaches. Yeah. You should try different approaches. You got white centre back, white centre back, white centre back, and then you got white centre back, ball playing defender, white centre back. That can work too with wing backs on attack. You can definitely do that. We're gonna play high up the pitch. So I don't like that. I don't like playing high up the pitch. So it's all too aggressive. So what I normally do is I do something like this: a high defensive line. Okay, I got all that pressing. Now what with these guys, I'm gonna come in here opposition. I'm gonna do this. Okay, I've done that. Okay, that's how I play. You say how much higher defensive? I can play a standard defensive line. But what I do in that setup is I play liberos instead. They're overrated. Inverted wingers are quite overrated. Wingers are still better. You want a player to play like an inverted winger, then all you got to do is find a right-footed player who's got passing, vision, decisions, flair, playing on the left, tackle inside. That's it. Okay. And then if you want, cut inside with the ball. Okay. Take Boris. Direct passing. You know why I don't like the inverted winger? Because what the inverted winger has is a small little I'm going to hold the ball. I'm checking inside and he stopped. I complained to SI about that. I said, why does he have this mini pause just before he wants to cross the ball? Because every time he does that, he turns his back. And every time he turns his back, that's a trigger press. Whereas the winger doesn't do that. The winger doesn't. You have to watch the UI, the animation very clearly. So that's why I never liked it. I know it can give you some good ones, good numbers, but I still don't like it. So I'm not saying this is a great tactic. I'm just saying this is one risky tactic. There's not much difference between what I'm doing and what you're going to get in your own tactic. Yeah, just crazy this one. AP on S. Trying to see whether we can or not. Because we've got too many gaps in our tactic. Yeah, we lost a set. No, cannot. Okay, this is not going to work. This guy got to be a ball-playing defender. Okay, we push these guys in. See, this is your original tactic. I'm gonna go libero on support. Libero on support. Okay. Play our defense. Go very narrow. Yeah, Riga has crossed more often, right? Why do you want me? Why would I want to play inverted winger when the wingers are going to be the ones creating all my chances on me? And if my winger has got good finishing, he comes in from wider position, is unmarked. No, that's the way I play. Yeah. Inverted wingers are I play inverted wingers, very overrated role. My wingers are way better. And then the other good role I would like to do, if I want to create a lot of chances, is this role. AP on support. If what I want is the creation of chances from the flank, then I play AP. Then this role becomes like a shadow striker or EMS. But problem here is in this tactic, it's better to use an EMS because we got no link between him and the attack. So now I got AP, and then if I'm doing all this, right, then APS goes onto the left side of the pitch. And then what I do is I don't have a focus play on the right because now we got a focus play on the right. I would want a focus play on the right. I want to put a focus play on the left because I think his original tactic had a inverted winger, right? So I come in here and I remove this. Now I got focus play. Now because we got libero coming out at DM, I can actually do this on the left. But this guy will come up the pitch, and then this guy's got hold position. Okay, we don't need to hold position, take few risks. Okay, done. This guy take more risks. I mean, in this game, it's all about experimenting, trying different things out. Does prevent goal? No. Remember that prevent shot goalkeeper distribution is when the goalkeeper has the ball from a goal kick. So it's entirely up to you because the prevent shot goalkeeper distribution isn't when the ball, open play, right? The ball goes back to the goalkeeper. That is play our defense. So imagine if you don't want to play our defense, right? Sorry. Play our defense is when you have the ball. I'm talking about when the opposition has the ball, right? So when the opposition has the ball, it's prevent shot goalkeeper distribution only when you pass back to the goalkeeper. So it only affects goal kicks. Okay, this is slightly different. Okay, good. I've unbalanced the tactic. So you making them go one side of the pitch. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to change one of the rules. Okay, so now this guy becomes advanced forward. This guy becomes complete forward. Okay, now I got two fellas there. Yeah, I know this guy's tactic. That's why I'm playing this very high up the pitch. In fact, we can do. Let's try this. Invite crosses. They'll be very narrow if you lose the ball. Hopefully, the two guys will track that. Yeah. AP keeps dropping back. Now we push up. Okay. Okay, interesting lah. Some of the movement patterns. I'm trying to make it solid first before scoring goals. Because this is just a weird system. I don't like it because he's got that funky 5. I see. I keep trying to get these guys up the pitch so we get more attacking transitions, right? So let's try something even more crazy. Since these guys are coming up, we're gonna LD them now. I'm not suggesting this is the best. I'm looking at the situation that I'm in because I've been, we have this really set up, right? We got top 5, right? So the only way this really works is attacking, we want the opposition to make a mistake with the ball. But we also, when we get the ball, we have to do something like get the ball up the pitch, right? So that's the reason why I don't have no more player defense. Okay. Goalkeeper, distribute to flanks. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Now we're gonna do no more hang on, how to kick out the goalkeeper and his this take long kicks, distribute quickly. So now we're not playing our defense anymore. Okay, that's it. Okay. We get to the final third, no work ball into box. We don't dribble less. Okay. Take long kicks. You're gonna just move the ball. All these 5 are in attack. So we don't really want to work the ball from defense. Because everything will be a long pass. I don't know if it's gonna work, It's just dangerous this way. Let's see, halftime. I wouldn't play a back 5. It's usually prevent goalkeeper distribution is, I think, I would use it exclusively in high block tactics and not in mid block, low block tactics. In mid block and low block, I never use it. Because if your goal is to get them out, like that's now, right? Get the AI to. Okay, if your goal is to put, like my goal right now is to put pressure on the AI every time, because I got 5 players, I'll definitely prevent short goalkeeper distribution. My very good friend, they have the ball. But if, let's say, I'm playing with 2 strikers and 2 wingers, and I want to play a mid block, then don't play prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Let them play the ball out. Let them try and get past your 2 banks of 4. So that's how I recommend it. So I would recommend it based also on your formation that you're playing. Do you know why the mid-season slump always happens? Well, there's always a mid-season slump. I think, first up, for one thing, I do believe it's programmed into the game so that your players might be complacent, right? 2, there's another thing that is programmed into the game. It's how the opposition assess you. Okay, I've noticed, right, when I'm the underdog, when I'm newly promoted, I'm the underdog. Normally, I can have like a perfect season, win all the way. If I have a slump, it's a really short time. Because throughout the whole season, right, nobody expects me to be a contender. So I am still, teams are still attacking me. But once I develop a certain reputation and I am like, okay, I've been in the league for a while, I might not be the champion all the time, but I'm a newly promoted team and I'm finishing well past relegation. What I notice is that the teams start playing with different mentalities against me. Sometimes I don't notice counter anymore. So you can tell their mentalities by sometimes using a heat map like this helps. Like a thing like this, a UI like this, which actually shows you the oppositions of your players. So that's why I would say, I think the AI definitely changes its approach against you throughout the season. Does your tactic get countered? It never gets countered. It's more a case of sometimes the AI might not be using counter against you, might be using regroup against you, because now you're now a top dog. So you have to look at the situation across the season. Okay, so we're gonna play him, and I'm gonna bring this guy on, and I push him here. I don't know. I'm just putting on random players. Okay, look at my team, all defenders. Okay, you managed to get 1 goal. I'm looking at the defense, right? We managed to keep the considering the flag that earlier we gave up quite a few opportunities. We conceded 2 goals, but if I look at the numbers, right, we didn't concede easy chances, no. Yeah. Still, so nowadays I'm playing it different. You see, I've done like a different setup, no. See, I basically got a V-shaped defense with you. Yeah. Look at that. 2, 3. Who wants to play our defense? You don't want to play our defense in this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players attacking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see this? You say away, hallelujah. Thank you very much. Okay. Don't waste any time. Don't waste any time. Boom. You're playing this kind of balls all the way. Pass into space. Yeah, now I'm going to change, right? So we got this complete forward. We don't need a complete forward anymore. I think what we need is a poacher. Hold the defenders at bay. This guy can stay there. Yeah, that's it. Hold those defenders at bay. Because the AI has not been able to score yet. And we got defense. See, our defenders not doing too badly. Not too badly. So I would change it to something. You want to play crazy? Play like this. No, it's not scripting. Scripting is like, you know, the game will reassess you as a threat. What? So if you are always underdog, then the game doesn't look at you. You want the AI, right? The game looks at you, you're a threat. Okay, fine, leave you alone. Yeah, I'll let you do what you want to do. Right? You're not a threat. The AI just wall-ups you. You're a threat. The game becomes defensive against you. That's just the game adapting to changing its mentality or changing the preferred tactic it's got. No, that's not scripting. Scripting is different. Scripting is the game start before the game actually starts. The game is scripted at the start, like in the sense that if nothing changes in the game, this is the result of the game. So we give you the graphical representation, which is what you see. But the moment there's like a goal, the script changes. So it does recalculation. The moment there's a substitution, the script changes. The moment you make a tactical change, the script changes, the calculation changes. So there's no such thing as scripting. Yeah. So you want to try something a bit more crazy, I'll do this. Then if you, let's say you carry on, right? I'm not suggesting, because already you've got this crazy 5 at the back. Yeah. The problem with those kind of setups is you defend with 5, attack with 5. How are you going to get the ball up the pitch if you play like this, right? How are you going to get the ball? You're going to depend on these 2 guys to do it for you. They're not really. The moment they run, you might run into. So what I did was you can turn them both to the volantes on support. They'll get up the pitch, right? And you turn these guys into liberos on support. This guy is a libero on support. And then you can play this guy as a ball playing defender on cover. He's on his own already. So you can do this. Or you can play these 2 guys as DMs. But I will definitely not. I'll probably focus play down one side instead of 2 sides. I'll definitely never work ball into box because you won't have time. If you lose the ball, you're in trouble. This is one way you can do it. I mean, there are different ways of doing it. But I wanted to show you the many different ways you could play this. I'm not suggesting any one way is the perfect way, but you're going to experiment. If this is what you want to do, then might as well go all the way. Yeah, but because you can't really defend. I mean, you play the 5 that you have. How are you going to get the ball down the flanks? Where your wingers are, right? So you need options in your tactic. Okay, so now we look at the next tactic. I don't know who I started with. I think I started with Ice Milo. So no wing back. Okay, let's go in this one. No wing back. Okay, this tactic, right? Wide centre back, winger, AP. This guy should really be an AP on support. Ask him to roam. You need support on both sides. Okay, what you could do with this tactic, right? Again, same thing. I could probably play a defensive wing on this side. This ball, there's no real difference. Just go do double DMs. Okay. This guy is going this way. This guy is a defend duty. You can leave him as a defend duty. This guy can help you defend. This guy goes this way. Why you can't try with this type? It's just really crazy, you play the pressing forward on the right here. And then, or pressing forward, so I play AP here. Okay. Then you do a focus plate on the left. This. dribble less, be more disciplined. It's fine. Counter. Don't play trap inside. Don't play get stuck in. Okay, something like this. I don't even do this because you could lah, but it's dangerous. This I don't like playing. I personally don't really use this instruction a lot. If you got some like setup like this which opens your flanks up, so I wouldn't use this. So because you gotta remember, which of these four is gonna help you prevent short goalkeeper distribution. If any one of these two, you're in trouble. Yeah. So you can't afford these two to go because then your flanks open up. So my recommendation is, if you're not sure, then don't. I am not sure, so I definitely would not choose it. Okay, so now we can do a focus plate on the left because we got defensive, we got DM on libero coming up. Yeah, right. And then you can look at this guy will drift to this side, and you could get goal scoring opportunities here. And this guy can be a defensive midfielder on support and tell him to take fewer risks. You can even tell him to hold position if you want. Bang. So now he just stays in this area. Yeah, there's a lot of ifs in the game actually. That's why when it comes to tactics, you gotta try him. It depends on your players half the time. So you can do a left-sided flip-flop here, libero here, DM here. Because your tactic looks like it's based on controlling the space and countering, right? You can do this. Defensive winger is just gonna help you aggressively protect this side of the pitch while you got libero here. I wouldn't play a BPD on cover. Just play him on defense. And then do that. And you got libero coming up here. You just got a funky tactic that's got a lot of focus on this side. And because this side is where you are creating space for your players. So you're using a winger. You're using one winger in this tactic instead of two. If you've got really good players, you can try two. But try this, and if you want to play a winger, and then just basically use the same setup. But I think that it's a bit risky. Okay. Fapele, thank you. In the EPL, February goes for 49 goals against 13. Wow, that's solid. My Grammy is strong defense. Need to improve quality, trying to do low shots on target. Okay, if you got this average of 1.9 XG per match, you got to change player. No? I think you should change players because improve the quality of chances due to low shots on target. That's not a problem. Low shots on target isn't your quality of chances. You should look at your game, right? And see XG. For one thing, these kind of tactics do not give you high XG. They don't give you high XG. They give you actually low XG. Yeah. If you can get like 2 XG per game, you're very lucky. So I play this guy as a CM on attack, DLF on attack. I have support inside for. I play this guy as a winger. Play this guy as a winger. Or you can play this guy. I mean, like here, even an inverted winger would be quite cool. Then you get these guys coming and then linking up. DLP is going to hold position. DM is like this. Hold shape and regroup. This is a very, you lose the ball. I'll do this. Okay. Just uncheck both of these. Don't leave them on. Let your team decide because your team might be decent. Low cross, don't low cross as a default. That's only when you can get to the opposition end, and then if you can, then you do low cross, and that really works very well with ball to box. Run and defense is fine. Be more disciplined, holds positions, less creative freedom. That's the thing. Because okay, fine. I mean, you can remove this if you need to. I normally don't do that. Trap outside, I will remove it. Stop cross, I will remove. Invite cross is what you want. Why? Because when you lose the ball, you want these guys to tuck in, not expose themselves. You want these two guys to come back and help you. So that's good. What's going to happen when you play invite cross? And then you got CM on attack, DLP on support. You can play DLP on support, CM on attack coming to the middle, DM holding, and then two ball playing defenders, fullbacks going this way, one fullback working with the winger. The fullback can go this way, can go that way. So you got a focus play down the left primarily because what you're gonna get then is these guys, him driving into the area, right? Or what you can do is you can put a DLP on support here, and then you can put a CM on attack here. Now what you really have is a very strong center. Then you can play an inverted fullback on defense here, right? So you got a focus play down the left because this guy side is more scoring heavy. Now you can get a fullback on attack going this way. The DLP on support here. This This is going to be crazy, you know, because now you do a focus play, you're pulling everybody to the left. You got this guy creatively looking for a chance to release this guy and this guy attacking. So you got two guys attacking. If you want to create even more space, this guy becomes a winger. You play the right-footed, play a left-footed player. So it's all crazy. So you can, now you got a lot of width. Now you got a tactic that's predominantly building up on the left and then attacking down the right. So you can do this. Focus play on the left. This guy will go around. This guy will hold the position. You'll get around and then you can do a deep diagonal to the other side. DLP will be playing the long passes and the CM attack is going to come through the middle. So your DLF is going to drop, CM is going to attack. And also the winger is going to be wide. If you play a left-footed player here coming in, you're going to have something interesting happening here as well. This is what I would recommend with a 4-3-3 so that you can create more chances. In possession, is there a possibility to create a 3-2-4-1? 3, then use 3 midfielders. You put a wing back here. The guy shifts into this position. You get 3 and 2, right? Then your 4 is this group. So what you end up is all these roles are your 4. So your DLP becomes box midfielder. So you got 3, right? These are your 3. Inverted fullback, ball playing defender, that's your 3. This guy goes in, inverted wingback, partnership with the DM, that's your 2. Then your 4 becomes your winger, your box-to-box midfielder, your CM attack, your winger attack, and your DS. So it's just a 3-2-4-1 is like this. Yeah, 3-2. I mean, if you want to do a 3-2-1-4, you can't because there's 4 strikers. So that to do that, you need actually a 2 in the final third. 2 in the final. You need to play a 4-2-4. Then you can do it a 4-2-4. Quite difficult also. I mean, 3-2-1-4, you basically need a 1 here. So 3. I mean, you can play a 4-1-4-1. Yeah. Play a 4-1-4-1. Take a 3-2-4-1. I want a 3-2-1-4. 3-2-1-4 is pointless. You want to get a 3-2-4-1. Yeah, then you can put pressure. That 1 is floating, then you get a 3-2-5 in attack. So basically you end up with a 3-2-5 in attack. So it's basically a 4-1-4-1. It's basically this tactic. It's Joey Go Smash. The one I did, the one I'm always using, right? The crazy tactic I use. Yeah. Basically is this. As Joey Go Smash. There we go. This one. You play a different version. This is a 1. Oh, this is different now. This is very crazy tactic. This is a 1-3-6. So when I attack, it becomes a 1-3-6. So this is a one man defense, right? Then these guys go up, and I will have 3 lah. These guys they will actually be part of my 3 lah. 1, 2, 3. This guy goes into midfield, right? So this is basically the 1. Then these guys go in, and then it's like a whiplash, a very quick transition from 1, 2, and then finally I got everybody attacking. Only 3 players defending, whichever side that we are attacking on. Otherwise, it's the 2 fullbacks will form the highest. So the 1 fullback will be here, 1 fullback will be here, 1 defender will be here. That's it. The rest are all in the box. So you have to experiment with all the roles and duties to create different kinds of patterns. So coming back to this tactic, I think. So this is the one that this is not this scramjet. Okay, so this one, I think if you do it like this, you might have a bit more funky numbers. But I will remove the traps. Don't play with the traps. Then you can see some love. This is how I set it up. IFB, BPD, fullback. Then DM here, the DM, DLP, these 2 will hold. The fullback is going to go around so that you get a focus play down this side. Your attacks are basically right-sided attacks. So let's make sure your players are good with the left foot. Because a lot of the chances are going to land to their left feet. Okay. Extreme. Chaser, your tactic. Okay. Let's say. Flagelle is the tactic name. I don't know. I have to see. Okay. see your tactic. I'll see if there's time. What's your experiment? Talk to me about experiment. Explain the experiment. I don't understand what it is. Okay, quick. So looking at this type, ball winning midfielder, defensive, defense, crossbar. Okay, interesting. I like doing that with my defensive, but apparently only he is doing it. Inverted wingback coming here. All right, you got a 2-3. I mean, basically a 2 and a lot of fellas in the center. Okay, target forward, shadow striker. Target is roaming. Okay, get it. AF. Balance, play for set pieces, be more expressive, distribute. Oh, love this. Long ball football. Get stuck in step. Oh yeah, this is it, man. This is kick the ball and hope. I mean, not really hope. Like if you got the strength in the final third, is a great tactic. Because he's just gonna kick. He's just gonna kick it into the final. Just a very good opponent. I don't know who's a very good opponent now, but that literally takes it. Yeah. So what is the experiment? You have to tell me now. I don't want to end up in a situation where we don't know. Okay. Look, man. Whoa, nice. Long ball, right? This one. I love it. Yeah, there's not much, no. You got a back four. You got a very aggressive midfield. Aggressive defense. And the build-up is 3. Oh, going to tie, just choose a desired formation. Okay. Oh, choosing a desired formation, that's not contingent on your opponent, I think. Yeah, you can try it now. In fact, you should do it before and after. I'll tell you, it's contingent only on the manager. But I think if you go to assistant manager, right, before his advice will tell you what he recommends doing. And those are changes. Put 2-3 TI in every place transitional position. No, I don't like doing that. That's not experiment. That's crazy. That's a bit. Because you know that's not an experiment that makes sense to me, because I kind of know how the AI is set up. Right? Okay, you know what happens at the start of the game? All managers, you know why that? Do you know why you have to choose tactics before you meet your squad? Because every manager in the game is going to be set a preferred tactical system. Every manager, right? Including assistant managers. All of them going to have their preferred tactical setup, right? Okay. All right. So every team then is going to be given a tactic. Every manager is going to be a tactic. All like hold their hands. Okay, thank you for giving my tactic for the game. Okay. Now, when you are playing an opposition team, your assistant manager will make recommendations sometimes on he will have his preferred formations, right? And then he'll give you recommendations on tactical changes you can make based on the opposition. Maybe based on their reputation, you play on a low mentality. How do you divide the playing time of the whole squad and the preseason? No, you got to base it off on their pathways. What you promise them. You can't do half and half, no. You have to look at the team. I don't want to do that. I spend the pick roles and duties. That's not an experiment. I mean, an experiment is like, a couple of matches. We have to do it on a stream where we actually have we're playing a lot of games. Yeah. I need to know in detail what the experiment is all about. Then pick team by quick pick. Then ask assistant manager to pick roles and duties. So basically what you want me to do is, before a game, ask the assistant manager to recommend a tactic, right? Then ask the assistant manager to pick the roles and duties, right? For all the players. Ask the assistant manager to pick the players, right? And pick the players and the roles and duties. Right. The roles and duties, I don't think you can, no. Yeah, you can't ask them to pick roles and duties. Yeah. I'm gonna have to try that, but we'll try it after the stream. Yeah, I'll try after the stream. But then you have to do it not against. You gotta do it against a few teams in together, not like one team. What if the assistant manager made all the tactical decisions, but don't do it for one game, Well, I wouldn't do it for one game, right? One game is not fun. You know, experiment, do it the whole season. And you compare your results as the manager, right, with your tactical decisions, and he compared to the assistant manager when he does, because you cannot play the game. Then you have to leave the assistant manager in charge of his team and his tactics. So it's you versus your assistant manager. Who is going to come on top? I know you, yeah, okay, I get what you're trying to say. I like leave everything to the assistant manager. You just do training. I know it's possible. You know, you don't. In fact, don't even do training. You should just do one entire season. The assistant manager is totally in charge. We try that. I have to try that. That one has to be different. No, it can't be just that. No, you guys be like a streamer. You play the same game, you leave it as assistant manager, come back, and then you play the same game again. Okay, let's score from the assistant manager, right? Now after you play the game. Then you load, you play the game. Then you basically you're doing like alternate universe all the way. No? Right. So this is the assistant manager. So you set up a system. Then I have to do a thing at the bottom. Yeah, I think it's possible. I think it's wholly possible. Like, you know, if you're consistent, like, okay, I see whether you can do the next game. But this tactic is nice. That basically didn't make any changes. No. Hey, Genova already leading. No, maybe. I don't. How many chances have you had? I've got to up the mentality to attacking since you're playing from the back. Right defense, I'm gonna pass into space, play for the right defense. I dribble less. Okay. I don't like right defense. When I'm distributing the ball over the defense, I don't like to dribble. I like to just attack, man. Got a goal. Okay. What do you think of the box? The Brazilian box? No, that's brilliant. You have to choose the right roles. Yeah, Raymond, if you play the Brazilian box, right, you need roles that play in like some are like positional play roles. Because what happens with what a positional play role does is that, right, okay, when it goes to the final third, those two roles that are in front, right, they shift. So what I normally like to do is I play one DM, one Volante, for example. And then in the final third, I might have because I know they're going to shift to the right, it'll be a shadow striker. I know that guy is going to shift to the right. I might play a AP on support, so he becomes a white playmaker. Because you got to know what's going to happen to the roles, right? Then in the final third, I like to usually play like a poacher who's going to stay in the box. And the other guy could be an advanced forward because I need him to get further forward because everybody's coming to the box from behind him. So you might as well don't take up the space. Yeah. So I'm gonna, whoa, he's true. He scored a goal. Oh man, this is crazy. I see your tactic. I decided to try a bit. I went on we're gonna go on a positive mentality. Kick the ball longer. The reason why I didn't play on balance, right, is it's too safe. Okay, Ruggeri is inverted wingback, probably the wrong choice. Play Martin de Roon. Okay. And the Oppo in the center. There. We play Miranchuk. It's a good question. Hampered by injury, I'm at home. Where are you? Oh, cannot. Okay. Yeah, play Miranchuk. I don't think he's got aggression for the role. In mid block, should I use regroup? Mid block, should I trigger press more often together? Regroup. I would say if you're playing a mid block, what is your formation first? If you're playing like a deep formation, like a 5-2-3 or something like that, right? Or a 4-2-4, you're attacking, you're always asking them to come back. Regroup. So regroup. Mid block, if you're unsure, right? My recommendation is to uncheck leave it unchecked, and then play a couple of games and see because you're gonna leave the decision making up to your team. I personally don't like to play. I personally have the only time I play a regroup is when I am hell bent on defending. I never play regroup. I leave it unchecked. Let the team decide based on my mentality. So I never play regroup. So if you're just playing a mid block, you know, quick transitions, I rather come in here instead of playing, because right, you see you got regroup, right? I rather counter press. Counter press helps me keep possession of the ball when I lose it. So if I'm bottom heavy, if I'm top heavy, right, and I'm attacking the other team and I lose the ball, if I am if I've got a lot of my, see, that's why I want to ask you what your roles and duties. So it depends on your roles and duties. Like in this kind of attack, the counter press makes a lot of sense, right? Because if he loses the ball, he might as well try and win the ball back, because this guy's going to be in the other, this guy's going to be in the other third, this guy's going to be in the other third, right? By looking at the roles, defensive winger, then uncheck it, right? So if I uncheck this now, what's going to happen is my team will not always try to, win the ball back. Because you got to look at your formation that you're playing against. Like now I'm playing this formation. Possession is the most important thing about this kind of formations and using the ball really well. So pass into space, not my friend. So a lot of the time, you're looking at you're looking at what you're playing against as well, to make your decisions up. So right now we gotta get the ball up the pitch. So I gotta play a defense. I cannot go over the top. So if I go over the top and going right into the hands of this formation, so that's how I play the game. I look at what I'm playing against. So I'm looking at my team. I'm going, you as a manager, you have to make your decision, or sometimes, like, a tactic. The thing about Football Manager, and I'm a strong believer in this, it's understanding the TIs. It's not about, do you do this because of, do you do this? What do you do when you got this kind of players? What kind of tactic is good for them? That's not the case. It's how do you want the tactic to play? So you got the players in hand, right? So you want to decide. Like right now, right? I was playing against this guy. All I was doing was throwing the ball at them, and they're all at the back defending. So what I've done is different. Now I'm seeing more of the ball. I attack and I score a goal. Why did I do that? Because I stopped kicking the ball over the defense. And I also stopped playing counter, I stopped things like, let's not counter press, because we are high up the pitch. We lose the ball, we still might have a problem, right? So let's just use positive mentality. It doesn't make a difference. I mean, you got to play regroup, it's too defensive. So you don't want to go too defensive. This is too attacking. This is like, think of it this way. This is very attacking, this is very defensive, right? So I don't want either. I just want to make sure that I keep the ball. So the best thing in this game, right, is if you don't know, don't choose. Don't pick. And it's got just don't pick it. Yeah. I don't care. Your decision may attribute can be one. So just do it. Yeah. It's way better. Because it's like sometimes you got to look at the formation you're playing against. So that's so much more important. No? Because if I look at the formation and I see, this is a back, they're sitting back and defending, I'm going to change the way we play. So this is exactly what I did. So the first half, I was just putting the ball over the top, right? I was down 3-1. Second, after I made the changes, is about keeping the ball. So my changes were looking at the tactic. Did I change any roles? I did not. All I did was I came into this and changed the way I played. So I went like, okay, all right, we're going to change this. I'm not going to counter. Yeah, I went into this. I didn't change very much. Play our defense, I added. And I took out the distribute quickly over the opposition defense, because it's pointless. I just play out from the back. Since they're not coming to press me anyway, they're bottom heavy, right? So all I do now is pay attention to what their tactic is going to do. So maybe they change formation. If they change formations to like maybe a 4-2-4, I then change my tactic back to the original tactic that I had. So this game is not this game is more about, do you know what to do when you face another formation? There's no like regroup is more important than this or that. I mean, I look at the situation I'm in and then make a decision based on that, because this is how I want my team to play. So the thing about Football Manager is, can you do that? That's it. Yeah. It's not, the game is like quite simple, no idea. And tactics, I think people overcomplicate tactics too much. The less you do in this game, actually, the better. I don't think I'm going to win this game. I might even lose it at the end. I mean, we didn't make a single. I mean, we made 1 or 2 substitutions. Not bad. Like, yeah, possession just now was pointless. Didn't mean anything. They actually scored more goals than us. And then in the second half, we created better goal scoring positions, because you see what has happened, right? So The game is this. That's it. Simply put. Hey, nice tactic. But you gotta be able to make changes on the fly. I think it's very defensive, but you can also swap this into a bit more of an offensive tactic. This if you end up facing another defensive tactic, you can't do this. Yeah, it's gonna be too dangerous. But I think it's not a bad tactic, but it's very defensive. Chaser, I think all you gotta do with this tactic is just recognize what you might have to do in some of the games. Okay, I'm gonna eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. I'm gonna pick the 4-4-2 narrow. Okay. Alright, CM attack, DM, football attack, dangerous. Okay, I would say this this tactic, the diamond, right? Okay, if you're doing overlap, you don't need focus play to the middle. Okay, all right. Why do you not need all the players in the middle? You don't need to get them any closer because that's what focus play does. It brings players closer to the area of focus. What you actually need is this. Focus play down the flanks. Okay, so what I would do is I'll focus play down the right and leave the left alone, and I'll leave this alone as well. So now what I have is a focus play down the right. Okay, so what you'll do here is one Mazala on support or a carry low on support. Why? Because then I can go down the flanks and then launch the ball to this side. No low crosses, just do mixed. Yeah, and then this is like very slow paced. Like, I think in most cases you want to do this. There's no one-touch football anymore. Yeah, you won't find if you want to do something like one-touch football, really slow tempo, you're gonna give up possession of the ball. So I would recommend that at least you play it on. I would recommend this as your settings. Okay, if you want to go really low tempo, you're probably gonna lose the ball because you're gonna take a long time to build up. Okay, so I would do something like this, tempo normal. Passing, actually, I'm more inclined to do this. Then, because you see, as you go down the flank, you got this guy, to play the ball to. You want options, right? Sometimes this guy coming in, then you can pass it to Mazala, and Mazala might do a diagonal ball pass over there. Then you got CM and attack on this side. The CM attack running up this side, really, only reason why this will be useful is because of this role. If you do this to this role, guy inside, I sit narrow. Then this guy comes out this way. This guy is going through, and you do the underlap. Then you have the wide. Then this role. I'm not saying what will happen is his initial mentality will be much higher. Then whoever is the widest player will go in and give him like a Mazala will end up in this area, right? Then he's the widest player. He offload the ball to this guy to come in. So then you got to underlap this side. I mean, I probably wouldn't do that, but these are two half space roles now that will help you deploy the ball down the flanks. Hold shape, counter press. Yeah, you will keep the ball, but this guy is going to give you width, and this guy is just going to come through the middle. And then hold shape quickly, distribute quickly, move the ball around. Yeah, tempo, and you can mess with the tempo. Underlap. This is a different one. Overlap and underlap in this tactic. Here, you want this guy to be moving left and right in this tactic so that you can actually go through left, and then this guy will come through this middle. This guy is coming through the middle. So you got this. Yeah, fine. As long as you don't play on too high a width setting. This one doesn't need a lot of width. This is fine. Then fullback attack. Ball playing defenders are fine. DM is good. Mazala is in a half space. It's going to support this fullback going past, and then it's going to support this fullback going past. Then the underlap, there will be a widest play. Mazala is most likely going to end up here sometimes. Right? He's going to end up, and when he does that, the fullback will be in this position, and he can play the pass to the AP, or they can go for this guy, right? So I will tell this fullback, all right, passing. So this fullback could actually end up being a playmaking fullback as well. So he could come into these central areas and play through passes. So we're asking this guy to take a bit more risks. So now what we have is a playmaking fullback on this side. Now, if you suddenly find that you can do this, and this guy, and you find that you want to really, you could also decide, you know what, I'm going to bank all these attacks down. These guys are now attacking this way, and these guys are creating, right? So this guy can hold his position in this position. This guy goes around him, right? Yeah. Because you then have a hold position here. This guy goes around him. Together, they can still unlock this side. The Mazala is here, and the fullback is coming this way. Yeah, you can also change this now, but I would not play a CM on attack unless I play I inverted wingback on attack. If you play inverted wingback on attack or fullback on attack like this, with these instructions, then I'll go CM on attack. Then you can also do this. Okay, or you play this role, either play fullback or inverted wingback on attack. Then these roles come into like this zone here and encourage this guy to push up. Then you get like a 4 into attack. So that's the way you can do like a 4-4-2 narrow diamond, but with a lot of funky options along the way. A bit funky. I know I'm not saying that this is the best, but these are some of the options that you have. Let's see. I think there was I think we got all of them here. Yeah, all of them. Let's go Discord. No more. So we got all the tactics. I got no other tactics here. These are all the tactics we have in the folder, for the public folder. I deleted the files. There's an auto delete, no. Clean up, no. Like, unless when I do a request, like I pop it up to you guys, like the one I did yesterday, then it will stay up for about 24 hours. And after that, it will just auto delete the files. So I didn't receive any more. So these are all the files I have in the folder right now. And we got all this as well. So, right, man. Let me know how the tactics come along for you guys. Yeah, but I'm also interested in the experiment. Say it out loudly, was talking about. Yeah. Let's go Bologna coming out. See what they say. Okay, so yeah. Tactic. Tactic. Then we come inside here. And then okay, alright. Okay, pick one. Okay, how would it work? Madrid win against United? No. Oh, I see. This one, right? Control possession. Is this what you're referring to? This is not the S-Man, no? This is not the S-Man's tactics, no? This is your assistant manager looking at your squad and making recommendations based on that, right? So, okay, so we go inside it, we choose Gegen pressing. Okay, choose a formation. This is the S-Man's recommendation. Okay, so we pick the S-Man's recommendation, right? All right, now selection advice, quick pick. Set pick roles and duties. So we ask the S-Man to choose roles and duties. Okay, so he's chosen the roles and duties here. Yeah, I know, you create your tactic. I'm creating the tactic now. I'm using the S-Man all the way. Yeah. This is the S-Man, huh? So we go create tactics. Yeah, using the tactics creation tab. So this is based on the S-Man. This is basically the S-Man. And I pick the roles and duties. And that's why you did. Role have been chosen as the best fits the players currently selected for the match. They should be viewed simply as guidelines. Okay. So it's basically using the template, because the template there is your S-Man's recommendations based on the tactic your players that you have. So looking at my S-Man first, let's go meet our S-Man first. We haven't never done that. First time I had to meet my S-Man. So this is my S-Man. Truly, right? So basically, let me see here. His preferred formations are 4-3-3, 5-2-3, and 4-3-3, 5-2-3, and 4-3-3 DM. Okay? This is your S-Man. Alright. Notice this. The S-Man's preferred formation, if the S-Man was in charge himself, he'll be playing this formation. Okay? This is his preferred formation. Or if he's at home, he'll play a 4-3-3. But he's recommended to me based on my team. This tactic. 4-2. This is what is coming. Based on the players that I've had, okay, this is what is recommended. It depends. Your S-Man has been programmed to go into the game. I'm not going to do anything else. I go to opposition. I'm going to ask assistant to choose what he wants to do. Positions, I'm going to clear first. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask him. So basically from now onwards, I'm not doing anything. Okay, now I am not playing this game as well. I'll submit the team. Okay, I'll do whatever he wants me to do. Opposition instruction, hurt. I'm not interested. Team selection, I'm not interested. Go to match, just watch a game. Then every decision that we make, right, is based on what the S-Man wants to do. Okay. No, I'm not giving it. No, I'm leaving it totally to S-Man. I don't know why we give you the OI. I give you the OI. I just did whatever the S-Man wants to do. Yeah. Because I want to know what the purpose is. I'm not getting. I don't know. I'm going to come in right here now. Drop this. And then we got the managers. He's going to give advice, right? Shucks. I got to use a touchline tablet. Oh, yours different. You want specific OIs. No, I didn't go specific OIs. I'm leaving it entirely to the S-Man. So I'm gone with his OIs as well. Okay, so visualizations. Where's the advice? Visualizer. I think this is it now. Okay. There used to be something like, match analysis, or he gives advice what to do. It's been a long time since I've done this, man. Okay. So I'm just basically done that. Because now it's basically everything the S-Man wants to do. Except I would have to use the default one. Where analysis, where is it? Stats. There's one where he gives you all the recommendations. We go key highlights are faster. Where is it? It doesn't have we don't have it here. Touchline tablets are closer. Yeah, it's called dugout. I cannot use this. Yeah, it's not here. Visualization, there's no dugout. These are all the custom skins. Custom skins, forget it. I mean, maybe I try this. This is what I call a really daring change of skins. Preferences. The game crashes, c'est la vie. Oh, double X, full mode manager skin. Okay. Isn't it? It's gonna be in the skin now. Dugout. Now we're going to use a dugout. We've got a dugout will tell us all the advice, right? And it's too late to go in and during a match of OIs change according to the manager. There's one way to do it, no? Leave the OIs, leave the OIs to the assistant manager. I don't know whether I can do it now. Let's see if I can or not. I don't know if it's possible. It's under settings. I mean, I've never done this before. It could crash the game. That thing's right. Staff, responsibilities, match. Handles touchline. Touchlines are hidden team talks. Handles friendly and this touchline. Just tactics. And that's it. There's no OIs. Tactics. Team selection. Opposition. No. Delegate. No, but he just provides instructions. He doesn't do the instructions. Yeah, the instructions are up to you. You can't do anything. You can't change that. All right, the dugout. There's been a goal. Okay, so we're only using this dugout now. I can't use anything else. Okay, so we're on key highlights. Goal. So we're waiting for his advice. The more the advice comes, you act on it straight away. Okay. All right, move. No need to do this anymore. Boom. Okay. In fact, now we don't even need to watch the game. We just go on commentary. We don't need to watch a game, man. Just watch a commentary, see what the result is. Okay. Come on. Give me some advice. Manager is just keeping quiet. There's been a goal. He's only interested in telling us it's a goal. Oh, we scored a goal, man. It's an assistant manager's tactic of our team. Yeah. Boom. Skamaka coming in. Not bad. Not bad. No, we're using the default because I think a lot of them remove the dugout. Gianluca looks like he might suffer bullet, but he's the sort of thing that he should be able to. If you wish to make a change, you should replace him. I think it's 29 minutes. He's come to me. I say, no, ignore it. We like Skamaka. He's done a good job so far. Leave him on the bench. Because if he thinks a change is definitely needed, he will ask us. He used to make a change. I don't ignore. This is nothing. We know we only have one Lukman. That's Trafford. Set pieces. The preparation says we creating. Add team instruction. Do it. Okay. He wants us to add set pieces. So we've done that. We left it in. So we got a corner. We're only paying attention to the S-Man. So we're not doing anything. No. Like, okay, let's go. S-Man. So we'll just let the S-Man do the talking as well. Just letting the S-Man do this thing. Okay. All right, looking at the stats indicate. Now the S-Man is coming to our stats indicate we are in control of the match, passing well and getting our shots on target. Okay, good. Keep it up. Just keep quiet. We don't say anything. Okay. Skamaka, he's got a gash lower leg, where it's sort of thing. Should we make sure maybe we should? I think we'll do it. You know, Skamaka. That's the second time he's come to us talking to us about Skamaka, so we'll make a change because we're cowards. Okay, Lukman has taken a knock, indicating he wants. I think we should replace with this guy, whoever that guy is. Okay, we'll go in there, do a substitution. Okay. Okay. You want us to substitute a player and you're recommending him with this guy. Wait, let me see. I don't even have him. So he basically wants him to come here. Okay. So we gotta find another AP. Alright. So another AP, so we bring Pasalic on. Okay. Lukman. So basically he wants us to move Catalan on the pitch. So he's it's a bit confusing. Okay. Rafael Tole is one where I think we should replace. Do it. He's sending us. We do it. Okay, we listen to him. Okay, we listen to him. Now he wants to do the tactic, because he would do this in the game if I wasn't here. Right, so we're going in and waiting for another change coming up because we're not watching the game. We're in this world where he's making all the decisions. This is the best way for us to tell. All right. Okay, we're getting into the last couple of minutes of this game. Does he make any decision? No, he doesn't. He just thinks that we're still on positive mentality. No other team instructions are needed. And we won the game. So, the ass man has basically come to us and said, we weren't at our best, but we got the result. So that's how ass man feels. So, what did we do today? The ass man tactic was fullback on defense, NCB on stopper duty. So he's actually quite high up the pitch. No? If you stimulated, it might have been different. If you simulated, would be interesting. That's what I want to say. We want to do this kind of experiments. You got to try scenario A, scenario B, scenario C. Compare all three. I think we'll do that soon, but not today. Today we'll probably try and do that soon. I want to do a whole stream on that. Because I saved the game as over here. Scenario experiment. The assistant manager experiment. Okay, we're gonna do that, no? Because what we're gonna do is a very good idea, no? Do it as a complete, let's see, okay. Let's see who does a better job. And we do but the problem is this, right? The game of Football Manager is not a game where if you play the game, right? The result is also going to be the same. No, it's not, because all it takes is a yellow card and 2 games are not going to produce the same result. That's it. So it's not always going to be the same result, right? So even if you're managing a team let's say if you're managing a team like Liverpool, right? Over here, we've got a strong team, a decent team. And if you manage a team like Liverpool, would you get the same kind of result for every single game? Unless you are so far in front of everybody, right? So strong. That's the only way you might get some consistency. I remember doing multiple experiments in simulation mode where I tried different things and I always never got the same results. Even with the same tactic, right? I don't get the same results. I had to do the average of 5 to 10 games, and I'll go okay, in this game we were champions. In this game I was second. In this game I was champions. This game I was fifth. In this game I was third. This game I was 2. Then I take the average. So that's how they. Would you prioritize physical and mental attributes instead of technical? I always prioritize. The thing is, okay, I don't do priorities in that sense. Okay, I train mental attributes as a priority. That's my first one instead of technical. Because technical, they will develop, but mental attributes are the king of the game for me. And then physical attributes are physical attributes, right? For me, physical attributes, they explode, right? What's the problem? When they're young, they will definitely grow up. I mean, they will definitely grow. The only physical attribute I prioritize is things like jumping reach and natural fitness. Those are the only two. Yeah. I like look for players with high jumping reach and high natural fitness, because that's like natural fitness means he plays for me 3 games a week. But I don't prioritize it. I prioritize mental attributes, especially aggressiveness. Keep morning knows me. I'm like the god of aggression, man. I will go into the game. You know how many players I kicked out of the club? They can be 5-star players, right? Aggression 5, 7, I don't want you. You know? I'm not interested. I don't care. Do you know I remember once, right? This bore itself out. No, I remember one season where I had this really good defender, like 5 stars. I knew he had a lot of potential. But the only problem with him was his low aggression. And I had another defender who was not as good as him, but he had the right attributes in the right places, but clearly his CA was lower. But that guy had 18 aggression as a defender. You know who ended up playing for me for 10 seasons? The guy with 18 aggression, not the super-looking superstar defender. So at the end of the day, it's going to be you looking at key attributes that are relevant to your style of play. For me, aggression is relevant to the way I play. I play very attacking tactics. So, I play very attacking tactics. So my tactics are all attacking. Right? So aggression is very important to me. And I think if I was I would say it's easier to get away with high aggression. A lot of things with high aggression in this game, as long as you don't have the competitive streak. Physical attributes are also important. I think, if you want the game to be really easy, aggression, acceleration, jumping reach. That's it. Go and close your... And after that, just play the game and go and sleep and come back, win the title. The 3 strongest attributes in the game. Aggression, right? Acceleration, jumping reach. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. I mean, yeah, of course, you need the other attributes like concentration. You will, you can't just don't put 0 and 1 in everything and think you're going to win the title, of course. Yeah. You got an angry jumping boy. Speedy striker, fast is not OP lah. And he's never been OP. What is OP in the game is not fast strikers, no. What's OP in the game? Fast strikers is so long ago. Yeah, that was like 21, 20, I agree. Fast strikers, you can play a short striker, is fast, you still score a lot of goals. Now you just play any game. Okay? Give a player who's 1.73 meters tall with 20 acceleration. You just take your favorite player in the game. Okay? Make him 6 foot. But you cannot be this one. I don't want a short player with high jumping reach. The short player must also have low jumping reach. Okay? Then get a reasonable pace guy, 14, 15 with high jumping reach, right? You compare the two. I guarantee you the guy with 14, 15 with high jumping reach is going to outperform the fast striker anytime. Because the short fast striker only does well in transition attacks. Fails in the final third. Whereas the strong, quite fast striker who can jump in the air can do well in all scenarios. Whether it's a work ball into box or breakaway. So that's why the game, speedy striker is not OP. It's never been OP. It's like OP long time ago, but now the best is still... I got one of my top strikers in this game is the one I played with, Beto and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Until today, very few other strikers scored for me as many goals as them. Yeah, they want to score most goals for me. Maybe the most I had was Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Beto. They scored the most. And then when I played this one, Dragan Milosevic also scored the most goals. Fast and great in the air. Yeah, all the other strikers can't hold a candle to him. So that's how I would say, if you want to go in that direction, that's how I recommend. I recommend you focus on that. Okay, my kids are going to go to sleep very, very soon. I want to go and tuck them in. Good night story. Remind my son that he should not do what his daddy did today. Daddy lost his temper. I kind of did lose my temper in the car, but not at him, but some then you're picking up kids at school sometimes. You get in all kinds of trouble. You know? I mean, I almost got into trouble with another parent today, but I was trying to do something nice for the fella, and the fella, the fella became annoyed at me, and then I got annoyed at him. I did show it to him about but I kept it inside my car, and I just, it was so far away. That's when I showed it. I should have never done that. What age would you integrate a youth player into the first team position? Probably depends on how good he is, like how much CA, PA, and whether or not he can play in the first team. So it's not a question of age. I played 17-year-olds in the first team before. I have many times. I think you guys have seen it as well. It's not the age. It's whether or not he's physically capable of playing the first team. Sometimes, if they have the attributes, I'll play them immediately. And it all depends on whether they have the key attributes for any position I want to play him in. So sometimes I'll play, sometimes a young player may not have all the attributes for a complete forward in my tactic, right? Then I say, okay, you can play as a poacher. Let's try you as a poacher, and I play him as a poacher or an advanced forward. So it's about whether he has enough attributes to be played in the first place, not the age. You can play them as young as 17. But when you play them when they're very young, you got to make sure that you take care of them. You rotate them and you put them in cotton balls, and you tell them how well. You don't have to tell them how well they played. I was about to really get ahead of myself there. All right, guys. So I want to thank everybody for coming to the stream today and sending your tactics. Absolutely had a lot of fun. Especially with some of the other tactics. Yes, Atalanta now regret having me as a manager changing tactics. We got about another 5 games to go. I think Aston Villa was a shout for the next team, man. So the next team, we will get Aston Villa ready. They should be, next week. With the last, we will have to, say hello to Atalanta. We're going to England next. So you guys stay safe, and to all my friends tonight, good luck. Arsenal, good luck. Real Madrid, good luck. Barcelona, good luck. Inter Milan, good luck. Yeah, we're good. And to all the teams that are going to have fun, take care of yourselves, guys. Be safe, be good, and be patient. Patience, baby. Patience is always a good thing. So you guys stay